Alright, hello gamers, welcome back to the show. I'm your charming, self-proclaimed yet still humble host, Mukluk. Today we are back in Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Last time we left off and we had just agreed to settle some courtroom decisions based on our, whatchamacallit, our planet? That's not really the right word, but on the worlds that we run, there's some stuff that has been escalated to the Supreme Court, and that's me. And that has brought us here. I like how there's a big gun in the courtroom. Definitely required.
Dropping by with the Bezos bucks.
Gaming Kitten, thank you. Appreciate that. Court Administrator, you're greeted by an impeccably dressed man with a perfectly straight back. An Arbites scale emblem is embroidered on his clothes. Glory to House von Valancius. We are honored to welcome you to the Palace of Justice, your lordship. Do you wish to proceed to the session at once, or will you grace me with any questions I might humbly answer? What is this place? This is the Palace of Justice, the 9th residence of House von Valancius, erected by your esteemed ancestor Benefaz von Valancius and handed over by Theodora von Valancius. May she bask in the throne's radiance. To the Adeptus Arbites and the Administratum for judiciary use, cases of special interest are heard at this palace. Sentences are carried out here also. Are there any such institutions elsewhere in my protectorate? No, your lordship. As is the case with the rest of the Imperium, worlds make do with the traditional method. The accused are not allowed to say a word, and executions are carried out as ordered by planetary authorities or by powerful organizations of the Imperium. That's the traditional method? Only here on Dargonis does such an unusual ceremony exist. Benefaz von Valancius was known for his eccentricities. It is said that he invented the system himself and started this glorious tradition in which you are taking part today. What kind of cases are usually heard here? Only the most important ones that involve the interests of the highest-born persons and prominent factions of the Imperium. Disputes between noble houses that go on for generations, conflicts between the God Emperor's servants who are vested with authority, and whose disagreements about trade and security in the Protectorate, and other litigations of supreme significance. Salamorn. The cases litigated at the Palace of Justice quite literally concern matters of life and death. In such instances, there is always a guilty party whose lies, connivances, or negligence have caused damage to the Protectorate. The task of the judge is to establish guilt and pass a stern sentence, as order cannot be imposed without those or without summary executions. Let us begin. Please follow me. Prefect Inscribia Vulture. Inscribia Vulture's dreary Vox-amplified voice carries across the hall. The courts will now hear case DP1453/2. The Doleful Host against the Astropathic Choir of Dargonis. Representatives for the parties will present their arguments following standard procedure. Sister Juth. A woman with lines of scripture all over her skin folds her arms into an aquila. My name is Sister Juth, and I represent the Doleful Host. O God Emperor's appointed one, we came upon a group of heretics whose minds brimmed with the most shameless thoughts. We captured them and tortured them as befits their transgressions. You haven't actually said that they did anything yet. From what we were able to discern from their wailing and screaming, the head of the Astropathic Choir is plotting to betray House von Valancius. No one is a liar when flame is caressing their flesh. The Doleful Host has surrounded the choir building and demanded that the heretic be handed over. It was solely out of respect for the Anointed One that we refrained from burning down the wayward heretic's den on the spot. However, say but the word, and we shall take him that he may undergo a righteous cleansing. The arguments are acknowledged and shall be weighed on the scale of justice. The representative will retreat to the Chapel of Patience to await the verdict. Master Angelio. The gaunt man dressed in Astropath's robes is standing tall, but his voice trembles with fury. I am Master Angelio. I represent the Dargonis Astropathic Choir. These insidious and ignorant people are passing off their victims' ravings as truth. Your lordship, people will say anything under torture just to make the agony stop. We have served House von Valancius faithfully for decades, Master Prost the longest of all. Please, order them to stand down. The master of the court repeats the same monotonous formula, bidding the other representative to leave the courtroom. Switch on your Vox. Vigdis, quick, ask our ship's choir master whether Master Pross of Dargonis has been known to engage in any compromising behavior. At once, Lord Captain. The Palace of Justice falls silent for several minutes until Vigdis's voice returns. Choir Master Wise has known Master Pross for a long time. He has made a very measured statement to the effect that for some time now the mental image conveyed by Pross have taken on a shade of profound anxiety and have become more aloof and detached overall. Zachary Weiss attributes this to Pross's horrific experience during the Warp Storm, but he is less than completely sure, as there is still something that sets the Dargonis Choir Master's messages apart from those of his fellow survivors. Why are they putting things on the scales? The Scales of Justice are a sacred relic installed as a testament to the alliance between the Havon Valancia's dynasty on one side and the Adeptus Arbites and the Administratum on the other. Legends say ancient machine spirits dwell within the relic. The Scales of Justice are only used on extraordinary occasions when an intervention from the rogue trader is necessary. Ceremony dictates that items symbolizing the party's arguments are placed on the scales, and once the verdict is announced, the machine spirits weigh the decision made and show either affirmation or rejection through the position of the scales. However, there has never been an occurrence where the rogue trader and the spirit of the scales were divided on the verdict. Thank God you finally quit Guild Wars 2. Yep, quit it forever until tomorrow. Yes, hello there. Hey, Kenobi! Tech use. It is highly unlikely that such an artifact actually exists. Judging by the design of the device, it is nothing more than a set of regular, albeit enormous and masterfully crafted weight scales devoid of machine spirits of any kind. Someone must be secretly manipulating the plates in order to add greater profoundness to the rogue trader's verdict. Give me details about the party in this conflict. I want to see who among them is trustworthy. As the prefect leans toward you, you get a whiff of ink and candle wax. The Doleful Host is a respected cult of the God Emperor. The Adeptus Ministorum has deemed them to be paragons of virtue, who combat every manner of heresies and has enlisted their aid in various conflicts. Naturally, the Ecclesiarchy stops short of counting them among its warriors, but it uses them in very similar ways. The Astrobathic Choir hardly needs an introduction. They are some of the most valuable servants of the Imperium, without whom any and all communication between your worlds would collapse. The Dargonis Choir took horrific casualties in the recent major warp storm. Master Pross made an enormous effort to at least partially restore communication. While we may not have proof of his innocence, Pross's dedication to his duty is beyond doubt. The old woman locks her shriveled fingers together. As you can see, this is an intricate situation. Lore Imperium failed. You have no way of knowing what the correct decision would be. This looks like a complicated issue. So I think this used my skill checks and not my party's. But I can't really... Yeah, it used mine. I would like to hear out the parties. Again? I'm afraid they've already said what they had to say and are humbly awaiting their fate. I want to hear my retinue's opinions. Both parties have shown disrespect for the Imperium's authority. The Doleful Host is engaging in mob justice. The defendant did not even deign to stand trial in person. Sentence them both to death. That would be the optimal outcome? Ha! Solomon, is it not excessive to execute both parties? No. Such a verdict will remind your subjects that only the rogue trader has the right to administer justice. Besides, if you take the host side, it will inspire new self-proclaimed executioners. If you absolve the Astropath and he turns out to have been guilty after all, other heretics will feel safe to act with impunity. That's why I advise you to be stern. The Lex is on your side. Now, what would a dogmatic guy do? Would he do more investigation into this? Or would he just shoot everybody? He would shoot everyone? Oh, man. Poll? No, I'm not gonna do a poll right now. Two options: declare verdict based on present law here and now, dig for further corruption, potentially more people to shoot later. I'm gonna say further investigation. This situation is complex and requires further investigation. The prefect's dry fingers press down on the runes of her data slate. As I thought, I deeply regret to inform you that said further investigation is impossible. The host fighters are already breaking down the doors of the choir. Delaying the decision would lead to uncontrollable consequences. What? I heard you and I am ready to pass my judgment. Who is to face the death penalty? -4 security and efficiency for the planet if you dismiss both. That's so stupid. I agree with Solomon. Both parties in the case are guilty. Execute them. +2 security. A harsh verdict, but from now on your subjects will hardly dare escalate situations to the point of open clashes, in cases similar to this one, of course. The road trader has made his decisions. Arbitrators carry it out. We just got a giant melta cannon inside the courtroom. Oh nice, one of the corpses stayed up there. Great. The prefect proceeds matter-of-factly to the next scroll. The court will now hear petition CR 154733 restated. The petitioner is Cardinal Anvelos. Your arguments, please, Cardinal. A gaunt man raises his bloodshot eyes at you. For a moment, all sounds cease, even the scratching of the countless servo skulls quills. The man's gaze is full of pain so strong and undiluted that your breath seizes in your throat. I am impure, O Emperor's anointed one. I am beset by impure thoughts, but no one believes my confessions. I have been giving away the treasures I possess only for people to bring me more. Worse still is the knowledge that I am leading people astray. They look at me and believe a state of perfect grace is attainable while I am very tired. The Cardinal blinks away a tear and continues. Most terrible of all is that my brethren, the preachers of the Coronis Expanse, see me as a holy man. Their delusion has been so persistent that they sent a petition to Holy Terra asking that I be made a saint. That was when I became firm in my decision to submit to torture in front of my congregation, thus reminding them that no holiness exists unless bestowed by a gift of the God Emperor. Even clerics of my rank can and must repent, thus becoming more pure every day. Please allow me to undergo mortal torture in his name in front of my parishioners. Am I hearing this correctly? Is the Cardinal asking to be tortured to death for his wickedness? That is correct. In addition, he insists on your subjects bearing witness to it, as a lesson to them, so to speak. To refuse a Cardinal is impious in itself, but to execute one who is a saint in all but name. You devise an elegant rendering of the sentence. One that will convince everyone that you are in the right and save you from being branded saint killer. All you must do is accuse the Cardinal of intending to murder an all but not canonized individual. So we pin a fake crime on him? That's my genius idea? What does my retinue have to say? Situation analysis complete. Let the paradox cease, let functionality triumph. Suggestion: use the unit Cardinal Anvelos' organic remains to construct a servo skull herald and place it in an automated chapel. The status of sainthood will be extended to the liturgical mechanism. The blood-spun web is knowledgeable in ways to torment one's flesh without going to the undying one before due time. Damen, allow us to help Cardinal Anvelos attain enlightenment and experience the purity of a near-death state. Undergoing our rite should make him realize it is not in his gift to sever his own thread. According to the Lex Imperialis, a candidate saint may personally challenge their sainting by petitioning the Ecclesiarch on a Holy Terra. Sidestepping the head of the Imperial cult is a violation of the Emperor's law. Since astropathic communication with the rest of the Imperium has been disrupted, I propose to put Cardinal Anvilas on a ship that crosses the Maw so that he can submit his request with every formality observed. He will die. Crossing the Maw right now will kill him. But Solomon, the Maw is closed. That does nothing to diminish the stipulations of the Lex Imperialis. Besides, following the letter of the law absolves you of the necessity of tainting your hands with the blood of a potential saint. Either the Cardinal will cross the Maw, thus proving his sainthood, or he will perish if the Emperor wills it. As you can see, the Lex Imperialis has all the answers. Yeah, just feed him to the warp, it's fine. I am ready to pass judgment. The rogue trader speaks. Hold on, I'm looking at what we're gonna get from these. The one that gives the most stuff appears to be Pascal's. Okay. You heard Pascal. Cardinal Anvilas shall die an honorable death and continue to serve the faith as part of a sacred machine. I imagine the verdict will horrify the Cardinal, but on the other hand, centuries from now, his followers will still be able to listen to his recorded sermons and worship his remains with the same fanatical zeal as in the National Saint's lifetime. Expect generous donations toward the construction of an automated chapel, since many will want to have part in such a momentous event. You're welcome. I thought he was gonna get shot. Servo Skull Cannon, fire. The rogue trader has made his will clear. Cardinal Anvilas will leave the Palace of Justice and escape his fate. Or, sorry, accept his fate. That's a very different sentence. Let us move on to the last case for today. They travel in threes. The court will now hear case DP16467, Lady Malus Secundus against the late Lord Malus. Lord Malus being deceased, he will be represented by his progeny, Agartha and Sigillus Malus. Representatives from both parties will present their arguments following standard procedure. Your Lordship, I am Lady Malus Secundus. Only 8 cycles ago, a man broke into my house posing as my husband, the late Lord Malus. Contrary to what I know, he denies that he was killed by pirates. Instead, he purportedly survived thanks to the God Emperor's provenance. However, I hold here his death certificate issued by the Administratum, which clearly states my husband passed away. I demand that the fraud be executed. So your husband might be alive, but you're like, wait, that ruins the paperwork? The woman belligerently waves around a scroll at which the words declared dead are clearly visible. The arguments are acknowledged and shall be weighed on the scales of justice. The representative will retreat to the Chapel of Patience to await the verdict. Agartha. Your Lordship, our father did survive. He really was captured by pirates who were going to demand ransom. But the Imperial Navy managed to board the ship and rescue him. After he went missing, our mother, Lady Malus, arranged for a death certificate before we received the good news. Now we are in the humiliating position of having to prove our father is alive while our mother is living with her new husband, Lord Secundus, and has taken over the family business. We implore you to restore Lord Malus to his life and name. He is humbly awaiting your decision in the Chapel of Patience. All arguments have been acknowledged. Let the rogue trader's verdict be delivered. And what does Lord Malus have to say? The prefect plays a vox recording on one of the servo skulls. The soft voice is interspersed with static, but you're able to make out the words. I am Malus. When the pirates captured me, I thought I was doomed, but fate proved to be more gracious than that. I hurried home only to form my own house by my servants and learned Lady Malus had already declared me dead and married Lord Secundus. She'd also taken control of our everything. Agartha and Sigillus have recognized me. I'm losing my mind. What does the Malus family do? The prefect turns on one of her countless data slates. The Malus family manufactures nutritional rations. They supply the Astra Militarum as well as worlds that have no food production of their own. They make MREs. With the Lord at the helm, they covered the needs of 3 regiments and 5 worlds. Now it is 5 regiments and 12 worlds. One might say Lady Mala Secundus has done a much better job than her husband did. Lady Mala Secundus' talents are self-evident. She could easily boost production on any planet. What might be called her promotion under the guise of punishment would bring tangible benefits. You just so happen to think of several backwater worlds that have good potential but lack the capable stewardship to match it. That was a commerce test. Oh wait, that did use Cassia's number. Let my retinue speak. Heinrichs rubs the bridge of his nose, looking tired. This absurdity has dragged on for too long. So be it. The Emperor is my witness. I'm reluctant to revisit my early training experience in the Administratum, but I'm going to have to. Does Lady Mala Secundus have a paper that certifies she is alive? If not, the defendant is to be deemed dead with all that entails. This is a complicated situation, but Lady Mala Secundus was acting in the Imperium's interest. She had shouldered the duty of care for the family business and was in no position to wallow in her grief for cycles upon cycles. Cassia throws back her shoulders and says in a dignified voice, "A marriage between people of noble birth is a union of 2 servants of the Emperor. Duty toward the Imperium is at the heart of that union. If there comes a long period of time when one of the spouses is unable to fill their obligations, the marriage loses its meaning." Chad, if you get captured by pirates, your marriage is nullified. If you could codify this understanding in law, that would help resolve the situation. If Lady Mala Secundus is right, then her children are the imposter's accomplices and are guilty of defaming the authenticity of administrative documents. Now Solomorn has enough sang-froid in him for a regiment. Let the woman know that her heirs must face the same fate as the criminal, for so stipulates the Emperor's law. Okay, wait, is this just, like, bluffing? Are we just telling her we're going to, like, take out her children and then it's just a bluff? Or are we actually doing it? Let the woman know her heirs face the same fate as the criminal. Alright, let's try this. I'm hoping this is a bluff, but I can't tell. What that muck is going on right now? Blue, we're in court. We're a judge. Prefect, relay Solomon's words to Lady Mala Secundus. As you wish. The prefect's dry fingers tap quickly on her data slate. Soon afterwards, she looks up from the vid screen and says in a colorless voice, Lady Mala Secundus has confessed to bribing an Administratum official and is pleading for her offspring to be spared. Okie dokie. There we go. This is like King Solomon. Oh, we're just gonna cut the baby in half. The case is clear to me now. I am ready to pass my verdict. All will be silent. What is your decision, your lordship? Heinrichs is right about the importance of paperwork. If Lady Malus does not have the certificate in question, her children will inherit her property. +1 efficiency. Cassia's perspective on marriage. Christ. Alright, this one gives us 3 profit factor, which is massive. So, I hereby sentence Lady Mala Secundus to a duty of exploration in the development of the Protectorate's fringe worlds. Give her everything she needs to conduct her business. I expect her results to be impressive. As she has been found guilty, Lord Malas is to be deemed alive. Lady Mala Secundus will depart for her place of exile before today's ends. Arbitrators carry out the sentence. As the last attendants leave the courtroom, the prefect turns to you with a delighted expression. Lady Theodora held court sessions like this to strengthen her subjects' faith in the Lex Imperialis and the fear of their breaching it. A most useful practice, wouldn't you agree? It was amusing at first, but not for long. If we are finally done, I will take my leave. Of course, your lordship. I dare not take it, but any more of your time. Okay. A sacred symbol of the Imperium's justice, implacable and unsparing. Alright. Quick save. Alright, we got a few level ups here. Let's see what we got. Overseer. References on ally. No. Side by side's not bad. When you and your pet are side by side, your chance to dodge is better. It's amazing how justice can correlate with skill ups. Truly, yes. Oh, that's right. Hold on. I was going to get heavy armor. Let's get that. Alright, so let's see here. So where, hold on, where's the heavy stuff? That's light, 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 light. I know I had some. Medium, medium. Is it all at the end? Heavy, 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 heavy. Okay. Medium, 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 heavy. All right, so from here onward. Let's see, 40%. Let's dodge. 60% armor. Let's dodge. Plus 2 deflection against ranged attacks. 60% armor. This one's 55. He's got like a shoulder cannon or something. Okay. Alright. Cabela. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, does she have that one thing where she can... Is it like dual weapon proficiency? Prerequisites, dual weapon combat. Can attack with the second weapon in their current weapon set in addition to the usual one attack per round. This attack suffers a penalty and costs 1 AP more. Let's try that. Muck, if not Ranger, what would you play as a main? Either Engineer or Necromancer. Those Ranger, Engineer, Necro are my top 3 played. Alright, Cassia. Fellowship. Using a stratagem on a combat tactics area allows the Grand Strategist to use all officer abilities on allies in the area, regardless of distance. Huh. What if the next elite spec gives Rev a pet? Might try it. It's like... Yeah, that'd be kind of funny. He's like, the Rev would just channel the spirit of Aiden, one of the best rangers from Guild Wars 1, and he just becomes a better ranger. Rangers would be very insulted. Do we already have the hit point thing? Yeah, we do. Okay. What do I got? Just do that. That's fine. All right, Pascal. That's fine. Heinrichs. Okay. Is there Psyker stuff? 25% chance for an AP. Resolve by 4. Psychic Barrage. While the Psyker is not in the target's line of sight, or if the Psyker's in cover, all resistance tests of the target suffer -20 penalty. Sanguine Siphon. That looks fun. Alright. Adequate. Quick save. Revenants already have pets. Whole 8 of them. Goods. Cargo. Fix the Cogitator.
Operation successful.
The Cogitator is filled with data on the workings of the Palace of Justice, listing things such as the names of servants and details of executions. The number of people entering the building is always greater than that of those leaving it. Oh my god.
What lies beyond?
The might of the Imperium's justice in the form of...
modifications made to the melter weapon. I insist on requisitioning this object for the purpose of ascertaining the permissibility of its configuration.
Pascal wants the courtroom
They
melter
would
weapon.
probably just send you to the archives, digging up records on the tech priest who installed the weapon. Do you have a decade of your life to spare, Pascal?
The might of the Imperium's justice in the form of a massive melta weapon. The roaring torrents of flame it generates leave criminals without a single chance. The time when you click on something and it pulls up text in this game has always been so weird. Some items are just like way too fast, it disappears. And others, you're just staring at it for like 30 seconds before it moves on.
Oh, yes, indeed. They all will see.
Oh, that's right. I wasn't allowed to, or I didn't bring Jay to this because I had to bring Solomon, and Jay could have done this check.
A mere setback.
The Great Tithe is a sacred payment necessary for earning the privilege of being part of the Imperium. Anyone who denies this is a thief, heretic, and renegade. To appropriate another's possessions is a transgression against his will. Stop barking! For he has divided all of humanity into those who are worthy of having possessions and those who have not. These monumental scales barely fit inside the Palace of Justice. They were crammed into the hall after the Adeptus Arbites arrived. Pascal?
This explorator is blessed
Steel Triad Shield.
functionality.
There are 3 copies of this shield. The wielder gains bonuses based on the number of adjacent allies wielding Steel Triad. 1 ally is 2 deflection and 10 block. 2 allies is the Combat Master talent, 10% block, area effect damage reduced. Shields allow the wielder to block attacks. Okay. So with one copy of the shield, it has a 30% chance to block instead of 25, but mine heals me when I block. Interesting.
One step at a time.
Financial
amidst
reports.
the
The
madness.
procurement data does not match up with the spending, but this has been gracefully covered up by the way of a shrinkage column. Lying is a transgression that burdens the soul of the one who commits it. Lying to the superior is a crime against the Imperium itself, for it disrupts its blessed structure. To kill with the intent of enriching oneself is a crime. To kill for a righteous cause is a deed to be honored and exalted. Old complaint. This time-worn piece of paper bears a petition of some sort. You manage to make out only a fragment. Then he treacherously intruded upon the ancestral territories of House Kaprak and wrought destruction therein. The list of damages is headed by, but not limited to, 3 servitors of ancient make, 5 armored vehicles, and 10 cogitators whose machine spirits are beyond recovery. Consequently, we demand that House Sauerbach be penalized for an amount thricely covering the damage inflicted. In support of our accusation, we provide the following. Okay. I think we've cleared the room. Hey, hey, MuklukYoutube chat. What's up, guys? Had me scared there for a second with how slow that was loading. It's having flashbacks. Okay. Head back out to the warp. Alright, what is the next nearest thing we haven't done yet? Scout the planet the message to Voigtvir was sent from. The warp jump was unusually hectic. The recent attack of the scrap code disabled many of the sacred machines whose malfunctioning algorithms showed no sign of failure until the vessel departed real space and surrendered itself to the Sea of Souls. Only the navigator's talent and the tireless vigil of the tech priest saved the void ship from ruin. Oh no, malware. Well, you gotta keep in mind, as so many people have implants, that when they get scrap code, some of them just go crazy and start killing people around them or themselves. So, like, getting a computer virus in this universe is actually really bad. Like, it's extra really bad. Like, when the scrap code attack happened, a whole bunch of people on the bridge started killing each other and themselves, and I did this, like, persuasion check that I was successful at and yelled at them all to like snap out of it, and this one lady like stabbed a knife through her hand, pinning it to the desk because her left arm kept trying to kill her, and so she just stabbed her arm to the desk and then went back to work with her right arm. Like, that was like the level of stuff we were dealing with. Mug, have you ever come back to a save and found yourself with 10 extra warp stabilizers? That sounds like the warp. Silly question, does a virus actually exist in Warhammer? Isn't it considered AI at this point? You're talking about the scrap code? Well, okay, so my understanding is at some point in the past in Warhammer, there was like a war against AI. Like, AI almost wiped out humanity. And because of that, they don't use AI anymore at all. If they think something has artificial intelligence, they destroy it. So that's why, like, you know, servo skulls have like cogitators and brains in them. You know, so, stuff like that. Like the door or like Medicaid stations have like a human torso. Like brains are used for different things. Like servitors are lobotomized humans. Stuff like that. In terms of a physical virus, Nurgle's got that covered. In terms of a computer virus, I think that's just scrap code. The warp jump was a success, but the Voxmaster reported the following incident. Beautiful blossoming vines covered the deck and bulkheads in loading bay 6. Two workers had bent down to take a better look at the flowers, and the vines had devoured their faces before strangling them. The bay was then sealed and purged. Let's see. You can gain warp stabilizers from warp. It said you got them for scanning routes. Oh, no, I was just being silly. As far as how you got 10 extra, I do not know. Is this where I'm supposed to go? Modest colony. Our scouting team sent to the colony world returns with decrepit, shaggy, foul-smelling vagrant in tow. The old man hastened toward the enforcers as soon as he saw the dynasty's colors and implored them to take him to Master Voitvir of Lady Theodora. Check the vagrant for evidence of treason. The investigation has found no wrongdoing the old man could be held accountable for. His body bears no signs of worshipping the archenemy, he has confessed to no crime, and seems quite shocked at the news of Lady Theodora's death and Voitvir's treachery. The harsh interrogation techniques have taken on an almost fatal toll on his failing health, yet force no admission of guilt from him. Question the vagrant. During his interrogation, the old man says he's a loyal servant of House von Valancius. 4 decades ago, he was sent on an important mission to this system by Master Whisper's Voitvir. It took him 20 years to complete his mission. He spent the next 20 waiting for his masters to collect him. The vagrant was an ambitious young spy when he left the ship, and coming aboard again has made him very emotional. Establish the nature of his mission. The vagrant only agrees to share the details of his assignment with the rogue trader himself. If his claims are to be believed, he was sent to recover documentary evidence of House Winterscale's debt liabilities to House von Valancius. Those priceless papers had been stolen by hired agents of the cold trade on Caligos Winterscale's orders. However, instead of being destroyed as he wanted them to be, they were hidden away for the purposes of blackmail. The old man describes a long journey full of perilous adventures that eventually brought him into possession of the documents, which he then proudly presents to you. Astonishingly enough, the papers turn out to be genuine. Profit factor gained 3. This guy gave up 40 years of his life and successfully completed his task. He needs to be rewarded. And he made us a lot of money, too. Lavish riches upon the faithful servant and bestow some unchallenging yet honorable duty upon him. The sobbing old man swears to pray daily for the good health of the new Lord Captain. The story of his amazing adventure and selfless service immediately spreads throughout the ship. Nice. Alright. Also, I do think remnants of thinking machines, especially those made by humans, exist. Oh yeah, they exist! But like, for example, there's a part in this story where, it's already happened. When we were trying to warp jump near the end of Act 1, and we had our arm in the thingy, and it was like bleeding us because our blood was the key to activate the machine. And Pascal couldn't get it working, and then you just yell, "Work, damn it!" And then the machine is like, "Oh, I hear you, rogue trader, sure thing." And Pascal's like, "What? This is either a miracle or heresy," because like the ship is thinking for itself, and that's not supposed to happen. And they're really nervous about it. Just like in Dune, some hidden away planet humanity. Either that, or they're just on Mars. The Adeptus are playing everyone. This game seems endless, so much content, but that kind of price is awesome. How many hours you put in this expansion so far, you think? I can check. Hang on. Let me see. Playlists. I'm gonna check the length of the... Because on Steam, I can see I've got 190 hours in this game, and I'm on my second playthrough. So, let's see. How long has this playthrough been going? We've got 110 episodes so far. So in this playthrough with the 2 DLCs, we're currently 49 hours in. And there's still a lot to go. During the warp journey, the augurs discovered a strange object that had been following the Rogue Trader's void ship for several hours. Judging by the distorted telemetry, it was a strangely shaped vessel of Xeno origin. The unidentified pursuer tried to approach the void ship several times, allowing the augurs to observe the shimmering energy sails unfurled among the shifting currents of the warp. The strange chase ended after the mysterious ship vanished in the depths of the Sea of Souls. A trickle of disturbing news came from the Navigator's sanctum over the last few days. Allegedly, there is a vast shadow following the void ship throughout the depths of the Sea of Souls. Mere hours before emerging in real space, the vessel shuddered. An unidentified leviathan had emerged from the roiling warp, wrapped its tentacles around the ship, and started squeezing, trying to crack the hull like an egg. Trust or pray? The Emperor answered me once. Pray for salvation from the warp trap. The void ship crew did everything they could to release their vessel from the nightmarish creature's grasp. The bulkheads groaned and snapped, entire chambers depressurized, and screams of people left alone with the warp spawn made Vox operators go mad as their hair turned to gray. At last, the Navigator executed an emergency translation into real space, and only the opening of the escape portal made the unknown aggressor retreat. Bodie McBoatface takes 49 damage. God dang. Where's the hull repair? There we go. And Bodie leveled. Huh. Silent running 2. Onboard ECM. The Emperor did not protect. Maybe he protected a little bit. Maybe it could have been much worse. The clans servicing the Void Shield Erase petitioned the Lord Captain for aid. Compartments were becoming overrun with putrescent fungal corruption. The mycelium claimed one chamber after another. The thick black spores poisoned the Rogue Trader's servants, causing their eyes to burst and veins to swell until their skin ruptured. The clan was issued reinforced unirobes and gas masks so they could keep working while the soldiers burned away infestation. By the God Emperor's grace, no perils of the warp prevented the vessel from returning to real space. 9 damage taken to Bodie McBoatface. Oh my gosh. Repair the hull. Hey, Jersey Nat. A mysterious sickness struck the clan living in one of the macro cannon chambers. The disease quickly spread, causing the afflicted to writhe before unbearable stomach cramps and expire after several days of agony. Before the officers could react, the neighboring clans took the issue into their own hands and flooded the chamber with carbon monoxide. The macro cannon was put back into service, and the vigilantes were punished for subjecting the Rogue Trader servants to mob justice. God. They do love their mob justice. Remember when we let the, Aeldari? Oh, I forgot to freaking chart that one. The Aeldari onto the ship, and then just the people on the ship just killed them. I was like, oh, that didn't work out. Found some gas. Put it. Xenotech. Extract. Alright, we got a little planet there and enemies of humanity.
I stand ready to serve you and the Imperium, Lord Captain.
What the heck is that? Aeldari Aconite. It's just vibing. Okay.
Void Master, if you please.
Like mirror images?
Unleash our fury.
Okay, so he's done with that. Oh, there's another one behind us. Oh, there's a couple behind us. There's a few behind us. Oh, these things have some long range.
Set course. Engage the lance. Lance.
No, can't reach it. Alright, one down.
Sail upon the seas of void.
Wait, what? Why are my other weapons down?
Drown them in the
Odd.
void.
Ooh, nice hit. One of my escort ships is about to be destroyed. You went through the clouds that restarts your shields. I didn't realize that was going to disable my weapons. And I don't know why this guy just got 2 movements in a row, but I'll take it. Wow. Alright, one of my escorts is dead.
The destination is known.
Still can't quite reach it. Torpedo! Nice. Intact solar sails. Auger array. There's a critical hit chance. That is a downgrade. Think we didn't take any damage on that? Yeah, we're full health. Edex is a planet of no particular note. However, the small station suspended in its orbit sends a distress call to your ship. The man in the hurried Vox transmission introduces himself as the planet's governor and asks the rogue trader's assistance in a delicate matter. He promises to supply the details in a private Vox conversation. Study records concerning the planet. It appears Edex recently suffered a major coup. One of its noble families seized power and made outcasts of the former dynasty. Such plots are not uncommon, although notably Edex has become less prosperous under the new government. Agree and speak with the governor discreetly. The governor transmitting on your personal Vox frequency whispers that Edex's current authorities are not who they claim to be. There's been an uprising on the planet, and a heretical sect has seized control. The governor pleads with you to launch an immediate strike on the governmental palace. With their top tier obliterated, the new authorities will be unable to hold on to power. Ask if the governor knows the ruler of Thessera, Rualdo, who hails from the planet Edex. The governor is glad to hear that you know Rualdo, who is his distant relative. Being a friend to Rualdo makes the rogue trader a friend of the government of Edex. I can't, what is this? I can't do any more investigation? Just trust him and shoot the palace, or shoot the floating station in space and get rid of the old man. Or leave. I want to do... Hold on, I'm going to say leave. And I can't go back. What the heck? Dude. Okay, come on. That was some lame writing. He said shoot A, she said shoot B, and if I walk away to get more information, I can never return. Lame. The engine decks were transformed into exotic gardens. Several chambers sprouted foliage vaguely resembling plants on Terra, though they exhibited a glass-like surface polished to a mirror sheen. While reflections in the plants perfectly copied the surrounding objects, they did not show a single living thing. Those who peered into them saw grotesque, blood-covered creatures instead, not unlike bloated abyssal fish with a pair of clawed limbs, sometimes more. Unable to destroy the sinister growth, the Voidsman covered it with plasteel hoods until leaving the immaterium, finally ridding the vessel of the corruption. Rate Necro Elite specs from best to worst. I mean, performance-wise, they all work quite well. In terms of, like, lore, I think Harbinger is kind of dumb. They just picked up bottles of drugs and a gun. That's just engineer. Adamantine, we need that. Do I need more phlogiston? Close this. Yeah, I do. Alright. Okay. Cargo. Do you think they will release the last two unnamed professions of Guild Wars 2 this week, or will they continue to hide to the last moment? Could be either. In some of the recent, the previous expansion releases like this, they had some that were just like, we were in the dark on until the very end. Nothing on this one. I got way too much of that. Don't need more of that. A tiny colony is buried in an enormous yawning pit, the edges of its civilian structures barely visible even from the shuttle. Explore the surface of the colony. The settlement was destroyed when the ground swelled up under it. The forlorn bones of dead colonists are strewn amid the rubble. On the edge of the crater, our scouts discover a tunnel entrance. Apparently there was an explosion in the cavities beneath the town, whose unsuspecting people fell instantly into the chasm that opened as a result. Near its gaping maw is a shuttle, overturned and blackened by the blast, forever motionless. Investigate the shuttle. Lying next to the shuttle are empty bomb containers and corpses clad in characteristic armor. The Voidcraft belonged to the Adeptus Arbites. Surviving records suggest it was the arbitrators who planted the explosives and collapsed the tunnels on top of the dwellers. Searching through the papers, you find the demolition plans. The arbitrators knew that detonating the tunnels would bury the colony, but prioritized eliminating the criminals over preserving the lives of ordinary settlers. The documents also include a map of the Cronus Expanse containing encrypted data. It appears the arbitrators were aware of another smuggler's cache, but in a different system. Investigate the tunnel. Whoa. Deep beneath the rubble, the scouts uncover the remains of warehouses, depots, and a veritable maze of suspicious tunnels gated with airlocks. Judging by the flattened containers with half-effaced markings, the impressively vast subterranean city belonged to a smuggling syndicate. Receive living snare. Your Cyber Mastiff gains 15 weapon skill and strength and does more damage. Attacks opportunity against the apprehended target. Always cancel the target's movement. Okay. Is that the last one? I think that's the last one. Colony management. So now I had been saving up, or waiting on this until I got adamantine, which I just did. So now I can build this. As the population of Dargonis grows, the old ways must be improved upon. The creation of fortresses of justice will establish the rule of law and attract reliable merchants and partners. Also, 5,000 rep with the Navy. Warp Guides is done at Phoebos 6. Java Gamma completed mag trains. Janus, nothing. Foulstone. Let's see. Saint Cognatius left behind many treasures that are now coveted by powerful men and women. Rogue trader Incendia Corda possesses the shards of a priceless combi tool bearing the saint's fingertips. Formally reclaiming the relic via the Adeptus Administratum will be a bureaucratical war requiring influential allies and nothing short of an army of clerks and scribes. But if it is passed into the safekeeping of monks in the Order of the Hammer, it will be a great triumph for the faithful. So it requires you to have over 20 profit factor, which I do, but gives 2 complacency. Sure. Okay. Alright, so got some stuff down here. Some stuff over here. I haven't figured out how to get to this. Because none of these connected to those two. And that over there we haven't figured out how to get to yet. The duty officer reported an incident in the shuttle repair bay. A security team was dispatched in response to a distress signal, but when they arrived, they discovered that the shuttle repair crew had doubled in number. Somehow, every crew member had an identical twin, but each assured the enforcers they were the real one. The enforcers immediately opened fire, killing everyone in the bay. The duty officer awarded the squad a commendation for their vigilance and efficiency. Demonic eyes had materialized and begun to slither across the walls of crew quarter 49. The burning orbs swelled like bubbles of fetid swamp gas, only in secluded places at first, later appearing in plain sight. Everyone subject to their glare started experiencing headaches and spells of self-flagellation. After one of the officers peeled off a portion of his own skin to fashion a makeshift eyelid for one of the fiendish orbs, the section was quarantined since neither fire nor munitions could prevent more eyes from sprouting up on the ship. The vessel was cleansed only by escaping the clutching embrace of the Sea of Souls. The clan servicing the cooling systems have reported an incident of sorcery. The shadows in the cabins and corridors are coming to life. Oh, we've done this one before, and this is what we did right here. We solved the issue with flamethrowers. Chart new routes. Visit. What the heck is that? There's a big nope over there. Ancient bunker. Quick save. PTSD is flaring up. I think I remember this room. There's a bunch of turrets in here that jump you. Vaguely remember this. They're coughing. Alright, pause. Alright, so Jay has a level up. Hey, Market Chat. Hi, Mr. Matty Man. Let me see. This does 25 to 30 damage. There's an item I was looking for, and I think I might have it on Argenta. And it was like, when you make single shot attacks with a bolter, you never miss. And I was wondering if I had that on, if she would be better with a bolter than the sniper rifle. But I don't see it in my bag. It's called Blessed Bolter Casing. Ah, that's it. So that would replace her plus 24 persuasion item if I did that. Where is her persuasion? 136. She's got 129, so we would still have someone with really high persuasion. So if I... Okay, so let's just look at the... Requires bolt. Oh, that requires a proficiency she doesn't have. Okay. Okay. Can't do that now. It seems poisonous vapors somehow found their way into the bunker's ventilation system. Looks like the bunker still has a working cogitator.
There will be no peace in my way.
The upper limit for the concentration of toxins in the air has been exceeded. Crew members are advised to activate their respiratory...
The massive door is dotted with small chips, scratches, and bullet marks. There's no sign of any hinges, levers, or anything resembling a lock. There is a dusty panel built into the wall to the right. As you approach, the cracked screen starts to flicker faintly. Tech use. Force access using control panel. A little patience, and you hear the tired clicking of mechanisms from beyond the wall. The door opens slowly and with a groan. Before use, an ancient but wholly typical console intended for use by people who are not trained in the mysteries of ministering to machine spirits. The cogitator is completely silent, but as you approach, you sense the warmth emanating from its metallic casing, a telltale sign the machine is working. Pascal offers the cogitator a reverent bow, chanting the Beneric aria of launch priming. The spirit of this machine embodies resilience and indomitability. In this den of decay and entropy, still does it reign over this place. Request access of the bunker's life support system. Water supply system failed, reason unknown. Temperature and humidity control system failed, reason unknown. Energy regulation system unknown error. Warning, backup generator connected. Oxygen supply system failed. Warning, air filters damaged. Warning, defense systems failure. Step away from the cogitator.
Patience?
Have you ever
My
tried
nerves
Shadow
are
PC for
frayed.
Guild Wars 2? No, I don't know what that is.
Grants the insight.
Cargo. Corrosion was merciless to these old Imperial bayonets, chainswords, and las guns. Grants plus 10 tech use. Yellowish gas is slowly seeping through the rusted air duct system.
Operation.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
I'm still new to the art of exploring.
I do what I must.
Vox canister repair.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
The words on the sign are barely legible. Phality XVII Planetary Defense Forces. Door control panel, insufficient power. Tech use, can't do that right now. Come back to that. We've got to find the cause of the poison gas and fix it before it kills us.
They will see. Oh yes, they all will see.
A valve is required to regulate the flow. A rusted reservoir for storing drinking water, it's half full.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Found a valve. Okay, that doesn't fix it on its own. Shireen, even my bionic lungs can no longer handle the hospitality of this charming place. Is it perhaps a good time to turn on the ventilation system? Yeah, I'm working on it! The cogitator's panel has dozens of breakers, buttons, handles, switches, and other control mechanisms. Request status of bunker's life support system. Water supply system failed, reason unknown. Temperature, humidity, control system failed, reason unknown. Energy regulation system unknown error, warning backup generator connected. Oxygen supply system disabled. Defense systems online. Activate emergency ventilation. System check. Processing input data. Data confirmed. Compressor launch in progress. Pressure levels nominal. Warning. Error. Encountered insufficient power. Booting emergency energy profile. Success. Pressurizing facility. Success. Booting compressor. Success. Emergency air filters activated. Automated defense systems activated. No! Why'd you turn on the defense systems? With your permission, I would extract the command blocks of this noble machine to hold a vigil for its deceased spirit. The Omnissiah preserves the faithful. Some fresh air at last. Truly, we are at fault for taking such things for granted. So the machine died, and now we're going to,
Curiosity.
hold...
sings in
What?
my
How are we
veins.
over here? We just got teleported to the bathroom. That's weird. A decontamination shower. A rare sight for regular planetary forces. Its purpose is to eliminate harmful agents.
Another notch.
Worn seal. Dead guy in here. Officer's key.
Oh, one step at a time amidst the madness.
Argo under the floorboards. Muck, any plans to play Grounded 2 when it releases, or maybe a different date? My kid is really eager to play Grounded 2 when it hits early access. I am inclined to wait for it to be done, but I am absolutely playing it. But I might wait for it to be like a complete game before I do. We'll see. Let's see. Decayed Scroll. 348 years ago, our ancestors arrived on this blooming world, built the cities and the manufactorums, and founded here a society free from heresy and fear. But the immortal emperor of humanity, Warden of Light, saw fit to test our faith. A great war tore open a rift between our ancestors, dividing them into two factions and turning the world into a boundless battlefield. Each day we fought the enemy so that our children could see the dawn of a new era, an era without blood, pain, and tears. Brave people living and dead paved with their bodies the road to the future. And one day the skies answered our prayers, the great star allies descended from the darkness of the cosmos and bestowed upon our great enemy the doomsday weapon. And so we brought righteous anger upon our foes and ended the centuries-long war and welcomed the dawn of a new era. The universe will hardly notice our deed, but the God Emperor sees all. We, the children of a great nation, must dedicate ourselves to the sacred mission to survive and rectify this world, as the most beautiful flowers are revived from the ashes. And hence do not despair, sons and daughters of the Imperium, for our star allies are behind us, and the God of humanity is with us. I know that help is coming, and soon the skies overhead will shine once more. How was Grounded 1? It was really good. Hold on, I'm tabbing out to Steam. So I played Grounded 1 for 234 hours. I did a playthrough on my own when I was a noob, and then another playthrough on the higher difficulty, and I did like 2 or 3 playthroughs with my kid because he loves the game. It was really good.
Beyond.
Just as he ordained.
Several crates of dry rations survive to this day. Each one bears a seal with the coat of arms of the Winterscale dynasty.
Cass, light of mine eyes, have you ever considered dyeing your hair? With your house's wealth, you could afford the finest treatments.
Why ever would I do that? I perceive the hues swirling in people's souls. Their masks cannot deceive my gaze.
I just realized the formation is messed up. We have one of our melees in the back. Let's see. Unknown Officer's Diary. I'm tired. How long has it been since Doomsday? I think it was the 36th year when the heretical cholera wiped out half of our people, including the old bookkeeper, Haelgar. Time has stood still for us since. It was so long ago, and what a convenient solution to the overpopulation problem. Ha. The commanders think we bought this coincidence. Morons. Still, when I look in the mirror, I see my father. The same wrinkles by the eyes, gray temples, which means that I'm over 60, and we've been underground for longer than half a century. No sky, no sun, no joy, and no hope. If that damned propaganist scribe tells me one more time I must not lose faith, I will make him eat his own tongue. Sure, we were once so great that we had won. The weapon of the great ally boggled the mind. I still remember how the skies shook before me and my ma and father were evacuated to this wretched bunker. But where has it led us? When I took over my father's post at the comm station, I learned that we had long since lost all communication with other PDF bases, and the stars respond to our calls with silence. These days we don't hear any bombs landing outside, but things are still restless in the old bunker. First, a water purifier failure, then a fire in the Medicaid unit, rats chewed holes in the exposure suits, and now we can't go up to the surface anymore. Are these accidents, or have we had a saboteur in our midst all these years? I'll keep an eye on the troops. I don't believe in miracles, but we still have enough supplies on the lower levels to last us another 50 years or so. If you all can finally sort the air duct problem, that is. Next time we meet, I should ask how the repairs are going. Reminds me of like a Fallout shelter. Old key to warehouse. Oh, is that not it? I thought that was the warehouse.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Oh, it's over there. Cargo. Will you try Wuchang Fallen Feathers? Possibly. I heard it's a Souls-like that's on Game Pass. Which basically means I've already got it paid for. Because I do have Game Pass. Oh,
there will be no peace in my wake.
I am your shadow. No sleep, no rest. Only duty, only death.
Oh, is it? They're poison gas here again? I thought we handled the poison gas problem.
Would he be
What the heck?
proud? Am I?
Logic 100%. A few parchments bearing the Winter Scale seal contain plans for military operations and a mention of a doomsday weapon. Sworn Protector. +1 resolve for each enemy killed until end of combat.
One step at a time amidst the madness.
Can't interact with that. Why is the poison gas happening again? I thought we had handled this. And then the guns are gonna come online. Alright,
I'm not accustomed to being
let's do
ordered
that.
around. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Naturally.
Regen everybody.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me, if you insist, Lord Captain.
That one shot that one, what the heck?
What if?
Alright, I'm waiting here until we get
A wicked thought.
buffs on us.
Schemes within schemes.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable. Request approved. Tech familiar activated.
Odd. I thought that would hit.
My vow is to serve.
Here we go.
But of course.
Alright, buff. Buff. Buff.
For the throne's
Buff.
glory.
Buff.
Let's see to it.
Buff.
I won't object to
Yeah.
it.
Trust me.
That was not a lot.
I cannot serve you in this way.
Wait, what? Didn't I take a trait that allowed her to shoot on the
I
same
shall
turn?
not fail. I would that I could.
I am confused.
My, It's time for them to run, my sweet. Tell me, and it is done.
I am powerless to act.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me? Silent grace,
One down.
at least.
Am I getting paid for this?
3 damage. They take so little damage from physical attacks.
Step aside. The navigator is coming. Do not dare ask. If I may.
Ow.
Behold my artistry! Let's see.
$50. I'm like, hi, Zav. Nice.
What if?
What? That was a 95% chance. What a punk.
Everyone, step aside. But of course,
I'm like, hi, Zav. Muck, I won't abuse the running dog. Also, Muck. No. Henry, there is a infinite loop with the dog. There is an item that reduces the cost of that skill to 0, so you could just have him go 1 billion damage. And I'm not abusing that bug. I'm using the tools I got, but I'm not making game-breaking infinite loops.
let's see to it. The Emperor is on
My
our
bad.
side.
No, it's cool. I mean, it's a self-imposed rule, right? So, you wouldn't know what's going on in my head if I don't say it.
I bring mercy and retribution. Let your soul
0,
be
0, 0.
purged.
Yeah, she is so bad versus mechanicals.
Commands are more pleasant to give than to follow. I can never cross a Kazbalikan.
Me.
Is that the last one? That is the last one.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Request status of life support system. Water supply failure, energy, oxygen. Deactivate automated defenses. Step away. I'm wondering if it's about, like, the fact that we have poison gas in the air again? I'm not sure if the game is bugged right now, legitimately. It's really weird. Because, like, we solved this issue, and then here we are again. Some unknown accident caused the elevator shaft to collapse. Reaching the lower levels at this point would require sending a mining team. Someone sawed off the emergency stairs and tried to conceal the damage. Vox with winter scale emblem. Entry C. It's been 100 cycles. These idiots are still none the wiser about who they saved from the storm. Going back to my camp is no longer an option. Damned rats chewed through the protective suit, and these piss ants are out of repair materials. CIV. There are some decent people here. Just civilians like my mother. This one girl, Zimmy, even made a habit of coming by in the after hours. She asked me to teach her the letters so she can write to her father who went to the surface 2 months ago. Foolish child. The war has taken its toll on both sides. Hold on, am I sympathizing with the enemy? I better put a stop to this. CX. I was finally allowed entry to the upper levels, and lo and behold, what did I find? The same supply crates as those gifted to our lords by the Star Allies. The same rations we've been eating. The same weapons as what we've been fighting with. So our lives have simply been toyed with. If Winterscale has betrayed us, I must report this to command no matter the cost. I got my hands on a cutter and decommissioned a few blocks of explosives. No one noticed a thing. I bribed the archivist with a dozen rations. Now I just need to get to the schematics for the life support systems. Rats brought disease from the surface. The Medicaid unit is packed just the right time for a quick short circuit. Zimmy drank the poisoned water and vomited a lot of blood. The schematics were inaccurate, but now I know for certain which pipes go to the living module and which to the barracks. The senior comm officer suspects something. It's time. Okay. I think we've done all we can here for now. It looks like the bunker has a working generator. Return to void ship. You open the door? Yeah, but like, I thought I vented the whole place out, and then I opened the door and the problem came back immediately, and it was like, okay, what was the point of that? Lord Captain, the crew that was sent to the surface reports they have cleared the collapsed passages leading to the lower levels. After exploring the abandoned rooms, they discovered valuable cargo that they have already brought aboard. Okay. Blast steel, got tons of that. My last extractium. The sight before you has excited the officer corps, who are delighted to witness the true majestic end of this planet through the huge windows on the bridge. One of the many nameless worlds throughout the expanse, an unknown reason caused the planet to break into several uneven parts, but its strong magnetic field is still preventing them from drifting into the cold abyss of space. The planet's hard inner core has remained almost untouched as thousands of explosions taking place under its shell of hard metals light up the world's heart from the inside. The Augur crew detects several ruined extractiums on the broken planet's surface. Their analysis shows somebody used to mine adamantine here, but abandoned the deposit after the catastrophe. Most of the machines are damaged beyond repair, but the tech adepts claim one of the complexes can be restored if the rogue trader has required parts and equipment. Provide the technicians with scrap to repair the extractium. A few dozen time bells later, the Lord Captain is informed that the repair crew is suffering from unrelenting headaches, most likely caused by the oppressive magnetic field of the world. However, the machines that have been successfully repaired and the extraction of adamantine may continue if the Lord Captain wishes. Of course, the mine needs to be staffed with a squad of working servitors and a maintenance brigade doomed to endure endless pain caused by magnetic storms. I literally just put an extractor there. Take it on board. So that team is gonna have headaches, and then there was another team, and I'm like, oh no, I won't give you guys headaches. You're my favorite. Yeah, I'd be like, yo, I get headaches either way. Might as well get some adamantine out of it. All right, quick save because this looks scary. I don't remember what this is. Projection from warp. When the rogue trader's ship draws near the unidentified celestial body, the machine spirits on every deck, from the captain's bridge to the cargo holds, become frantic. The engines are refusing to cooperate, sending the void ship hurtling toward the epicenter of the anomaly like an arrow toward a target. You awake after unsettled sleep to find yourself lying on a stiff cardboard mat. You are overcome with a strange sense of wrongness. The place is dark and reeks of body odor. Someone elbows you under the ribs and grabs you by the collar, spitting abuse. It is an enforcer patrolling the void ship, and she is clearly displeased. Strength 100%. Punch the woman in the face and run away. You wrestle out of the enforcer's grip with ease, punch the woman in the nose, turn around, and flee into the darkness of unknown passageways. After taking yet another turn, you look over the shoulder to see if you're being pursued, and you notice a sign on the bulkhead, Bay Theta 54, lower decks. Talk to the locals to learn about everyday life on the lower decks. The locals offer friendly smiles as soon as they see you. Perhaps it is your appearance. Staring hazily back at you out of a glass bulkhead is a shaggy, sooty-faced, worn-out vagrant in rags. A face not all that different from those of your new friends. At any rate, no one's trying to hurt you. You were told a couple of amusing stories about local life, the almighty Lord Captain, and the monsters of the that frighten people every now and then when the entire ship shakes and red lumens flash overhead. The ragged people who have thoroughly enjoyed your pleasant company walk with you to the base supervisor's cabin. The workers ask the supervisor to report a stray noble from the upper decks. Your poison manners do make you stand out from the humble denizens of the lower decks. When you are restored to the bridge, the Voxmaster gives praise to the Emperor of Humanity and explains you were trapped in an anomaly that made the people on the ship inexplicably trade places. A rescue squad was dispatched at once to retrieve your lordship, but your friends from the lower decks have already helped the Lord Captain back to where he belongs. Okay. Alright. Reading this a bit late. So when I was talking about the dog infinite loop thing, Anuxunamoon said, oh, mummy reference. Same with Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I made a shifter demon, basically with one of the demon skills, a certain dagger. I would attack once, but the game would say I attacked 100 times so I could one-shot endgame bosses. I'm reminded of, as a kid, when I played Neverwinter Nights. I don't remember which one it was. It was either Neverwinter Nights or Neverwinter Nights Hordes of the Underdark, but one of those. There was a boss that was like a huge demon thing. And my character had some levels in Monk. And so I was constantly avoiding his attacks, but I couldn't hit him. His armor class was so high. And I found a spell that was like, it's like it opened a black hole in the shape of a sword. And it was like a flying sword, like a summon. And the sword would swing, and if the sword rolled a crit and the enemy rolled, if the sword landed a hit, the enemy had to roll a resistance check, and if they failed a resistance check, they were just instantly killed. And this thing's resistances were stupid, so the sword had to roll like a nat 20, and the boss roll a nat 1, in order for that to happen. And it took a while. But I swung this sword at him, like, for an hour or so, until the stars finally aligned, and this boss that I couldn't touch finally went from full health to dead. He just imploded. And I'm like, yes! And that was how I finally beat that as a kid, because I just, whatever the build was I had made just was not working on that guy. But swinging that freaking sword at him for like an hour and a half until it finally landed was how I managed to get it done. It was Mordenkainen's sword. That sounds right, yeah. They literally don't even know what you're doing with warp jumps. They just know monsters come out when the lights flash. Man, we should get those lights fixed. Let's see. The coordinates from the ship's log lead to an unremarkable star system. The Augur crew reports that the arrays cannot register anything worthy of the Lord Captain's attention. Was this log entry just someone's idea of a joke? If somebody has decided to mock the rogue trader, they are playing a dangerous game. Buddha Buddha. The cogitator screen highlights the shapes of several buildings. This small settlement, the only one on the planet, is a Winterscale Dynasty outpost. Visit. After a lengthy descent to the planet, you're rewarded with a dismal sight. The entire outpost consists of long columns of uniform bunkhouses, machine hangars, and a large headquarters topped with the massive antenna of an ancient Voxcaster. The binary suns hanging in the sky make every object cast two shadows, a spectacle you find vaguely disturbing. The custodian and his people go out of their way to give the esteemed guests a proper reception, but the resources are scarce at best. Talk to the custodian. The custodian shares alarming news. This outpost is highly dependent on various deliveries from the core Winterscale worlds, but 2 ships have already failed to arrive on schedule. The locals do not have an astropath of their own, so the custodian cannot determine the cause of the delays or request aid. The outpost will soon run out of food at this rate, so the custodian sends an urgent request for provisions. He is begging you for help, offering what little his settlement has in exchange. So do I, hold on, where's my provisions? I have 33. Supply the outpost with provisions. The custodian showers you with gratitude and hurries to send gifts in return. The formerly grim and worried faces of his men light up with relief. You get a needle rifle. And cargo. The return journey treats you to a rare and unexpected spectacle. An eclipse begins as one of the two local suns covers the other. You watch as the temperature drops, the lighting changes, and the double shadows vanish. The two discs in the sky merge, forming a shimmering oval and then becoming one. Eventually, the fantastic event fate passes, leaving behind a vivid memory. You're literally on the biggest agri-world in the sector? Yeah. Don't need that. Eh. Traces of space battle. Lord Captain, there's evidence of a recent scuffle straight ahead of us. Throne take me, this is not a frigate, this is just a gutted piece of metal. The helmsman falls silent for a moment. Blimey, the culprits are here too. It is the Aeldari freaks! I recognize their shiny asses even from this distance. Except, the Xenos are acting suspiciously. They're hovering in place and not even trying to run. Should we approach or open fire from a distance? Yearliot. Call off your people, Alantak. Something is wrong. The children of Assyrian are dismayed, but doing something like this to a Monkey vessel? No, we are not animals. I appeal to your prudence and the promise you made. Do not destroy my kin for the deeds they did not commit. Lord Captain, we've received a report from our augur crew. The situation is unusual. The Xenos ship displays no biological or energetic signatures, even though it appears to be intact. According to the scanners, there is nobody on board. However, survivors are believed to be hiding in one of the compartments of the damaged vessel of the Imperium. We have also spotted some drifting plating remains that belong to a third unidentified vessel. Have the acolytes of the machine cult identify the remains of the third vessel. The Voxmaster relays the orders to the tech priest and promptly receives a reply. Lord Captain, I'm reporting that the hull fragments belonging to the Drukari Xenos race, but the presence of their ships in the system at this time has not been confirmed. Send a shuttle with scouts to investigate the Xenos ship. Whoa. After several hours of tedious waiting, Vigdis gets back on air. Lord Captain, the scouts confirm our earlier report. The Xenos ship is intact. Many valuable artifacts have been found inside, but neither the Aeldari nor their bodies were discovered. But we found a shuriken catapult. We are late again, Alantak. Yearliot's voice sounds faint and almost listless. Dispatch a rescue team and see if there are any survivors in the frigate. It will be done. Vigdis flips the switches on the Vox system's cogitator, and the transmission goes out for a while. Lord Captain, the scouts managed to rescue several emaciated officers from the wrecked ship. Despite their wounds, they were able to tell us what had happened. During a patrol, the frigate discovered an Aeldari ship crossing the system and decided to immediately attack the enemies of humanity. The Xenos vessel proved too fast and skittish, but at one point its engines failed, giving the frigate a chance to attack. When the guns were aimed, several Drukari ships suddenly pounced from the darkness. At first they attacked from a distance, but soon boarded the frigate and wreaked a bloody massacre on the decks. It is only by sheer miracle that the surviving officers managed to escape, locking themselves up in a hidden technical compartment the Xenos had no use for. The survivors claim that the Xenos conspired and deliberately led the ship into a trap where it met its doom. The Xenos joined forces to eliminate a vessel of the Imperium. An alliance between the Aeldari and the Drukari is an unusual sight, and yet such an outcome is hardly surprising. Why, Master Interrogator, I was thinking exactly the same thing. At least, at last you and I can finally agree on something. How blind are the Monkey to the vices of their own kind? Humans attack a ship of the children of the Assyrian, sailing peacefully by, but it is by my kind's people that are to blame? Yearliot is beside herself with contempt and rage. No, my kind would not willingly take part in a massacre orchestrated by the Dark Ones and then abandon their ship. Something else happened here, something I'm afraid to even consider. We've done what we could, we're leaving. Alantak, has... The combeat in your ear delivers a stifled gasp. Has my search come to a dead end? I ventured into the darkness of space with the Monkey, hoping to find my kin, but all I found were corpses buried by human hatred. Yearliot's voice trembles with desperation or anger. We may not have agreed on everything, but at least you tried to reach out to me. As a thank you, I will share the coordinates of my kin's people's cache with you as I promised. You will be given a reward worthy of your efforts. The way she said that sounded like she was leaving the ship. Oh, what is this? Heinrichs, the telemetry indicates that these are the remnants of an Imperial world, a sorry sight. It is unlikely we will ever learn what catastrophe took place here. The crew were treated to a truly impressive sight, a colossal storm on the gas giant's surface. The planet's dimensions in themselves were mind-boggling, and then it birthed a tempest, the storm to end all storms. As the Lord Captain and his officers observed it from a safe distance through the bridge's huge viewing windows, someone suggested giving it a name, and the Emperor's wrath garnered the most votes. Some in the crew believed the storm to be an omen. We can only hope it is an omen of great things to come. Nothing there. Okay. J. Wanted to look at that. I think she can use needle rifles, and she's in the party, so I wanted to look at that. Needle. Needle pistol, needle rifle. I think her current weapon's better. Well, there's less on-hit damage, but more armor pen, and it has the dot. Oh, I could try it. I could try it. It sounds pretty obvious that the Drukari attacked the Imperial ship to take the crews of both ships alive, and you know what they say about Dark Eldar, pray they don't take you alive. Yeah, aren't they the ones that, like, feed off the energy of, like, torturing people and stuff? Answer the call for help from Grantis. How do I get there? Also, I can't... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I can just, like, make it... Oh, I didn't realize I could do that. So I was going around and, like, hitting scout, 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 trying to find a line. It looks like I can just, like, make a route there. I didn't know you could do this. It's lowered to dangerous, at least. Alright, we might get jumped by demons. Since the very start of the warp jump, rumors of ill omens have been widespread among the Voidsmen. Sudden deaths among the crew, ravaged corpses, jagged shadows lurking behind bulkheads. A Terran day later, the mystery unraveled itself in the most heinous manner, an attempt on the rogue trader's life. The question of how the Drukari Xenos came to be aboard the ship will have to be pondered some other time. Right now, the Lord Captain has to fight for his life. Ooh. Is this another battle in my bedroom? Because we got jumped in my bedroom last time. Nope. Where's this? Where are we at?
In this tapestry of a world,
The shadows reveal their secrets. I do what I must.
You can make those routes anywhere. Yeah, I didn't realize. I was...
Watch out.
For some reason, I was thinking that I needed to, you know, go to each spot and hit scout and look for, you know, the connecting lines. I did not remember that you could just do that.
Using attempt at defiance.
You will fall.
The heck? Okay, that can't go very far up there. Oh, there we go. It just had to stay near Jay.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? I am a navigator, not a servitor.
And where's the Drukari? So far, I just see people.
Isn't as duty demands.
Crack grenade.
Activate calculated fury algorithm. My competencies are not that universal.
Did they all just have like grenades strapped to them that blow up when they die with that?
Setting target parameters for tech familiar unit.
It's generally recommended to connect your planets together for fast travel in this manner, the ones you own, I mean. Makes sense. I'm gonna need a lot more warp points to do that, though.
My, it's time for them to run, my sweet. You've got a problem. I've got a price.
That was 95%! Oh my god, the grenades!
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. If I...
Don't get too cocky.
A dance of blades and shadows.
A maelstrom of madness!
I can do that with the right incentive.
I can't stand it!
Okay, finally Buffbot's turn. Speed,
For the throne's glory.
defense,
Let's see to it.
heal,
I won't object
armor,
to it. Let's see to it.
resolve.
But of course,
More armor.
Lord Captain.
Alright, kind of surprised the warp didn't explode in my face
For
again
the
yet.
thunder of this
There it is!
Let's see. A genius.
He just had to say something, yep.
Schemes within schemes.
One thing I wish it did is it will not tell you before you click. If you're like, dog, attack that guy, it will not tell you if the dog is going to run out of movement right when he reaches the guy and then just stare at him. But like with a person, see, I can see, like, I can move that far, but I can't move that far. The dog, it doesn't say. You just click go attack that guy and then pray.
Death comes in silence. Killing brings me no pleasure. The Vizier, would he be proud? Am I?
There's at least one more guy over there.
I'm afraid not. I am a navigator, not a servitor. I'm...
As the tactical imperative dictates.
Who's remaining? Oh, there's the Drukari. Finally found him.
A moving target lives longer.
Dang.
Don't get too cocky.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Tell me, and it is done.
There we go. Bird, bird, bird. Let's see. Hey, Mug in chat. Mug, I have a question about Rogue Trader. Yes, I've been watching the gameplay for some time and I'm not sure. Is that lady a navigator or a servitor?
Do you require
Cassia
an
is a
audience?
navigator. Just trying to figure out how to pull up her big picture. She's a navigator. That thing on her forehead is a ornament, but behind it she's got a third eye. So, like, a lot of her attacks will actually stabilize the warp. And will... It's essentially like if she just opens her eye and looks at someone, they can get fried.
An ill omen.
She's also considered by most to be the most overpowered character.
Ordained.
Like, the third eye is like Cyclops. Are you sure she's only said it like 200 times? Ah, you were trying to be silly. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, is that everything? I think that's everything. Actually, 2 people got injuries from that, but those will get cured on the ship. I guess from, like, every enemy we fought there had a cracked grenade attached to them, so when they die, they just blew up. Alright, visit. When is Wu Chang Fallen Feathers gameplay starting? My brother, who is not beach made, is quitting that game because it's too difficult. First time he's ever done that. Did your brother beat, what was that one Souls like that I quit? Sekiro. Did your brother play Sekiro? I'm wondering if it's tougher than Sekiro or if it's easier than Sekiro. An unknown ship hails you as soon as you are in its detection range. The ship, the Scarlet Pursuer, helmed by Captain Demir Shani, has Footfall listed as its home port. The message hints transparently at a connection with the Kazbalika mission. The Voxmaster adds that the captain has a proposal for you. He did, and he got the secret ending. So, your brother beat Sekiro, but he says that Wu Chang is too tough. That's kind of scary. Because I have cleared, like, half a dozen Souls-like games, but Sekiro I didn't. Listen to the proposal. The ship lets you know they will readily reward you for any information about burning worlds in the Coronis Expanse. Share them your info on burning worlds. With effusive gratitude, the ship sends out a shuttle with the promised reward. 500 faction with Kazbalika, 5 empty soul traps. Why are they looking for burning worlds? The reply is as courteous as it is vague. The captain cites a scholarly curiosity in this understudied type of world. Upon hearing the message, Magos Pascal expresses a keen interest in burning worlds and asks the Lord Captain to take the issue into consideration. Jehadari immediately declares that Captain Shni would never dash about the void out of scholarly curiosity, but only for suitably high return. In that case, perhaps the Lord Captain too might want to look into burning worlds. Seneschal Warsarian makes no comment regarding the Kazbalika message, but is amazed that for once the esteemed Magos and Mistress Haydari are in passionate agreement on something. Okay. Alright. Let's see, that was literally a passive that you could buy if you played the Mastermind archetype in City of Villains. The funny part is you could pick regular henchmen to summon in that game. Wait, who in the what now? The Madness mechanic maybe. Sekiro is very cheesable once you get used to the combat. You can mash parry on most bosses and parry on most every attack. The demon, well, you can mash parry. You're saying just like rapidly tap it? I don't remember that being true. I don't know, because like there were some Souls-likes I've played like that, but I do not remember Sekiro being like that. The demons, robots, are undead. Don't really care about having bombs strapped to them, but you could be extra evil just to... Oh, that, the bombs thing. Okay. We found a crate of drugs. Well, hello, Grantis. The last time... Okay, I'll just not read any of that. Monk me, then. Hello, Grantis. The last time I was here, 3 of the planet's barons put a price on my head. My guys were rushed off their feet, selling me to each baron in turn, and then breaking me out of the dungeons every time. Exalted one, bless their duplicitous souls. Governor's camp. Let's see what this is. Trying to remember, in Sekiro, when the enemy would be about to attack you and it would flash the big red kanji above his head, was that a parry or was that a you need to dodge this? That was dodge, I think. The Xenos got to the runaways before we could. I doubt any of them are still alive. The body's lying face down, its crooked fingers clinging to the ground. The woman had her spine broken, then she was allowed to crawl in the vain hope of escape. The dead noblewoman is staring at the sky with unblinking eyes. Her fingers have been thoroughly broken, and a tangle of intestines lies atop her slashed abdomen. What the hell? The corpse is missing its eyes, nose, and lips. Judging by the maimed mouth, the teeth and tongue were also torn out before death. Someone split the man's thorax open and turned his ribs inside out. The face and hands are twisted in a paroxysm of death throes. The victim's last moments were full of torment.
There will be no peace in my wake.
One and it's done.
Wait, Jade disarmed the trap? I wonder if her trap disarming climbed above the other lady's skill. Because Cabella's been doing the trap disarming up to this point. Oh, it's these guys again. Okay, I remember them.
At last. You took your time coming to meet me, monkey.
The Xenos in ornate black armor turns his head to you. His thin, pale face is covered in tattoos and blood spatters. After a moment, his thin lips stretch into a crooked, unpleasant smile. A couple of seconds pass before you realize the Elucidator is silent. The Xenos is addressing you in low Gothic.
How disappointing. This clearly isn't Erimeris, the Cabal's archon, whom we had the displeasure of meeting on Verbos 6. Once again, we are dealing with a pawn instead of the true root of the problem.
The little monkey remembered the archon's name. Such a clever thing you are. You might just make a good pet after you've been properly trained and stripped of your misplaced arrogance.
Coercion. My, this beast can speak our language.
Speaking your language is slightly less trying for my patience than being forced to listen to a monkey machine butchering our tongue. Besides, I want you to understand well what I'm about to tell you. How is it that out of all of your kind, you're the only one to discover our feasts in advance? Usually you're all so slow and sluggish that my kin always have enough time to leave the battlefield before aid arrives. But still, time and time again, your dogs have been there to stand in the Cabal's way.
He pauses, waiting for your answer.
That thing is perceptive.
You hear the undercurrent of worry in Heinrich's murmur.
If a Drukari took a shine to me, Shireen, I'd know to expect nothing good out of it. You are too popular, even with your enemies.
I command substantial resources.
I suppose you are forthright in that regard. But simple riches do not change the fact of your weak, short-sighted, deficient nature. No, there is another reason why the monkey have so suddenly become so astute. I will tell you this, monkey. I know you might be lying to me, or you might even be unaware of who is guiding your hand. In any case, I have grown quite tired of your attempts to delay the inevitable. Surely you too have run yourself ragged, chasing us between the stars. Let us put an end to this. Finish this standoff. My forces against yours, once and for all. You wander among the stars, so you must know of this place. An ancient reach, where the echo of stellar agony rings still. A place that serves as a graveyard for old stars, still filled with residual emissions and glittering dust. The place that buried your wreck, stuffed full of delicious, frightened monkey, and the horrors that devoured them. The threshold of our domain. Your kind call it the Cinerus Maleficum. That is where our disputes will be settled. The Cabal of the Reaving Tempest will be waiting for you, monkey. Do not come unarmed.
Why go anywhere? I will kill you right here.
Naive little beast. I won't be soiling my blades with your guts today. My subjects, however, they will gladly amuse themselves with you.
Freaking runs away like a Bond villain. Okay. Oh, what is this? Slith? Alright.
Me? If you insist, Lord
Stratagem.
Captain. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Go on, beast. Naturally.
Regeneration. Really? I don't have line of sight of any?
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
Okay, she has line of sight. That thing just doesn't have enough range, I guess.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Oh, didn't see that one over there. Yikes.
As honor ordains. I will lead the Prince of Scarlet. Trust me.
I'll make you howl.
Two are better than one. My. It's time for them to run, my sweet. You've got a problem? I've got a prize.
What if
Taunt him.
a wicked thought?
Woe to you!
The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all. Abide in the hope of blessed creations of the Omniscient.
I can do that. With the
Take
right
aim on
incentive.
Pascal. I don't think I've tried that yet. I want Muck to stay in this area until Heinrichs gets the buffs up.
A genius at work. Schemes within schemes.
Okay, that one's done.
Foul breath.
What
Taunt
if?
that guy.
Let's see.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Can the bird finish him off? Close.
Request denied.
Don't have line of sight of that.
Tech Familiar activated.
Okay, here we go.
Let's see to it.
Dodge, parry,
I won't object to it.
speed,
Let's see to it.
heal, melee damage, armor,
I won't object to it.
resolve,
Let's see to it.
armor. Okay. Now we can scatter all over the place.
Me? Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Inflict the pain.
If I may. If only that were possible. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Running binary override.
Alright, he done.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
I shall not fail, as the tenets demand.
Wait, what was that one? Alright, so we got some stupid run speed now.
The shackled by the web. The undying Emperor whispers his will. Come, the other side awaits.
Oh, that guy just exploded! So, he had some dots on him, and she used Carnival of Misery, which doubles all dot damage on the field for the enemy, and also applies more dots to all enemies, and then this guy just popped.
This battlefield air is good for my lungs. Commands are more pleasant to give than to follow.
Another stroke of genius!
You pay for this in blood!
A genius at work. Schemes within schemes.
What if...
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Let's
Another
pass.
foe painted black.
Okay, that guy... Who's left? Oh, there's one dude over here. Okay.
A wicked thought.
What? Dodge? That's better.
Another
Bonk.
one is shattered.
There's someone way over there? Oh my gosh. Okay.
I need a foothold. For the throne's glory.
Emperor, give me strength.
Dude, why is he so far? What the heck? Oh, he's taking damage from those dots. From the Carnival of
Bring
Misery. That's
mercy
cool.
And retribution.
You call
As on a might.
She is here.
Okay. What kind of class role does Jay fall into? So, Jay is a officer, so she can like
Ready as
order
always.
someone else to take another turn and give more turns to other people. Her second class, you can pick. I picked Overseer because I wanted to try out all these new familiars they added to the game. So my version of Jay has these servo skulls flying around, and she can emit buffs and stuff from them. My preferred one is Medicae Signal, which just is like a healing aura around the skulls.
Some choose wealth, others prepare power. And me, well,
Additionally,
I'm
she
not
has got
picky.
a really
I'll take
busted
both.
passive that was pointed out to me. Give me a second to find it. The Rogue Trader's reputation level grants Jay additional bonuses for Cold Trader's acumen. The more you're liked by Drusians, she gets more resistances and lower Imperium. The more Explorator rep you have, she gets more armor and tech use. The more Casbalica mission rep you have, she gets more dodge, parry, and commerce. The more Fellowship of the Void rep you have, she gets critical hit and coercion. And the more Navy rep you have, she gets cover, efficiency, and persuasion. So because of this trait right here, she just has a stupid number of stats for most things. Like, she has way more just total stats than the other characters
Sings in
do.
my veins.
She sounds busted. Not as much as the Navigator, but she's pretty good. A pile of mutilated bodies with cut tendons and shattered bones. Grants the wearer +5 persuasion. Whenever the wearer is affected by an ally's ability, they gain +3% dodge till the end of combat stacks. What? That is kind of crazy. Uh, 3% dodge till end of combat and stacks. Put that on.
Patience?
Put that on the
My
tank.
nerves are frayed.
It looks like this warden died before he could raise his weapon. The dead warden is pinned to the ground with the blade of their own broken dagger. It was plunged right under the victim's chin to ensure that the victim slowly choked to death.
My success is an irrefutable.
Unsleeping Eye. When the wearer kills an enemy with Finish the Job, that might be Bounty Hunter. I don't have one of those. The wearer gains +20% bonus to damage for 1 round and removes the cooldown of Orchestrated Firestorm and Last Volley. The governor's body was masterfully disemboweled, his many implants removed, after which, judging by the amount of blood, the victim lived for a while
What
longer.
lies?
beyond.
Oh, great. Armor of the Undaunted. Strong, deadly precision, one-hand bolter. Okay. I think that's everything. So this is Dogmatic, and your weapon is a skull and a stick. Seems a bit heretical. No, the skull was a heretic. It's making a point.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
Mike, if you had to guess, what are you going to make a main in New Goers 2 X-Packs and similar to, in preference to you? I mean, Ranger and Gale Shot's it doesn't seem good to me. Well, there's 6 more classes that we don't know a lot about right now. So I need to hear more about them before I can make a better guess. But I loved Ritualist in Guild Wars 1, so certainly going to check that out. I love Kizbilla's routine. Buff, 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 run, splat. It's not even buffing. She, like, cuts herself. It's like, you know, she, like, nicks her arm, and then it's like she was bleeding, and then while she's bleeding, she gets way more movement speed, and then just... Okay, so there's a route there. So I wonder if I never did chart routes there. Destroyed ship. Xenotech. Third one of these I found. Quest bit by bit. Promethium, got a little bit of that. Distress signal. Ice World. I wonder if she plays similar to Melee Flamecyker I've heard about. They light themselves on fire and charge into a crowd. I don't know.
Will be no peace. Wanna know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about being in my nice heated cabin with a glass of something warm and somebody warm pressed up against me.
Good talk. Two skeletons are lying in strange positions, as if one was either carrying or hugging the other and did not let go even in death. Their gear is badly damaged and decayed. Awareness. Success. There are 3 things worthy of note. Fragments of some sort of devices that both skeletons carried on their belts, some shiny trinkets in the remains of the carried skeleton's bag, and an old portable cogitator in the other's bag. Try to extract data from the cogitator. The cogitator has been exposed to the elements for decades or even centuries. It is a small miracle you're able to extract a fragment of a Vox recording, apparently the last communications. Scout, we're rich. Chaos take me rich. Look out. Fly, for crying out loud, spit it out. What have you found? Scout, rich. Screw footfall. The Expanse can go to the orcs. We're out of here. Calixtus, here we come. Yeah, because with our record, Calixtus is definitely the place to go. What makes you think life's better there anyway? I want a home on some planet, a mansion, with a lion statue at the entrance. I'll have a servitor with one job, dusting my lion statue. Fly, you idiot, you're still on a dangerous planet. Quit sending me your hollering. Get back here or just tell me what you found already. Fly. Fly, you coming? I'm coming for you, dumbass. If you're not responding just to mess with me, you're dead meat. Examine the broken device. The pieces of broken tech suggest that this was a rudimentary radar jammer, an item commonly utilized by pirates in the Coronis Expanse. Trinkets. The trinkets are clearly of Xenos origin. They are miscellaneous time-worn items that have no particular value. One can assume they are petty trophies looted from several corpses. So, The guy looted those trophies that thought he was rich.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
I
This
used
looks
to
like we're gonna
dream
get jumped.
of visiting a feudal world, a land straight out of the pages of heroic chronicles. But now I dream of forgetting that place. The sooner the better.
Oh,
Oh, hello.
What?
I'll make an example.
That's a lot of bombs.
Before me.
Okay.
Me, if you insist, Lord Captain.
That doesn't reach Muck.
Your
Move
turn.
this. Hopefully now. Yes, now it reaches everyone.
If I may. Me, if you insist, Lord Captain.
Okay, what do we got?
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Trust me.
Okay. Yikes! Again, I want to sit here until the buffing is complete. So just bunker down for now. Ow.
I won't object
Alright,
to it.
heal,
Naturally.
iron arm,
I won't object
speed,
to it.
dodge
For
and
the
parry,
throne's glory.
resolve, more armor. Okay,
But of course.
now we can go crazy.
am I getting paid for this?
Wow, that doesn't do much. Disarm trap.
My pleasure. My.
Medicaid
It's time
signal.
for them to run, my sweet.
Haskell's turn.
Significant value.
One down.
Setting target parameters for tech familiar units. Abide in the flesh creations of the Omnissiah. My vow is to serve.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Messiah condemns you. Tech familiar activated.
Two down.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
She will set off a bunch of mines if she runs at them right now. Carnival.
Let not the righteous fear. May their blades be sharp.
She's not even in range to shoot any of them. Ugh. She doesn't do a lot of damage to mechanicals anyway, so it's probably fine. I know he'll set one off. It's fine.
A wicked
He taunts that.
thought. Schemes within schemes. Let's see. A genius at work. Let's see. A wicked
Okay.
thought.
So he's holding one of their attention right now.
Let's see to it. I won't object to it. I'll put my psychic abilities to use.
Jason.
Tell me, and it is done.
Give Cass more action points.
I am a
Zap,
navigator,
zap.
not a servitor.
I can... Me? Never in 1,000 sectors.
Running binary override.
Pascal, keep working on this one. He's almost got it. The bird might take a hit for this. Bird dodged it. Okay.
Isn't the
Devil
gaze
gaze.
at least? Me. If
Pascal's
you insist,
turn.
Lord Captain.
Zap.
Abide in the host of blessed creations of the Undesire.
Behold my artistry! Let's see.
Can't cast Protect on the bird.
Through the smoke and gunfire!
59. 55. Okay. Carefully start disarming these bombs.
A job for me.
So these aren't demolition. Most like traps on the ground like this we see take
One and it's
demolition.
done.
This is Lord Xenos. Which explains why Jay was disarming it and not Cabela.
A job for me. One and it's done.
Inspect the wreckage.
My pleasure.
Curiosity.
Intact components are scattered amidst the
sings
turret's
in my
wreckage. Perhaps they could be
veins.
useful.
And done.
Maybe each wreckage is gonna have this?
One and it's done.
Makes me very glad we brought Jay to this planet.
A job for me.
As much as she hates the cold.
And done.
The skeleton is decayed in Tech Priest's robes, is missing its right leg. Judging by what remains of the bones, the leg was hacked off. It seems the person was still alive when it happened, and they reached this spot by crawling rather than walking. Okay.
One and it's done.
Operation successful.
Makeshift heavy xenomesh. Plus 5 wounds, plus 2 deflection against non-humans.
They will see. Oh yes, they all will see.
My pleasure.
The bone structure indicates that these belong to an Aeldari, not a human.
A job for me.
Examine the transmitter. This unsettling structure, adorned in strange masks, vaguely resembles the antenna of a powerful transmitter. At its base, you see a cogitator and a few other devices. It seems that some part of the structure is buried underground. Tech use. You identify a number of elements of the structure. The long-range antenna of a design standard for Imperial colonies, the cogitator, the Aeldari beacon, and half a dozen other devices of varied origin. They all have one thing in common. This tech is designed to transmit basic signals to neighboring space, the most common being requests for assistance and ship distress codes. Noticing the interest with which Pascal is surveying the construct, Heinrichs asks, "Are you studying the device? Isn't its very existence a violation of the protocols of assembly?" The tech priest tone is pensive, but his visor flashes. This statement is true. This construct that has been assembled in contravention of canon law and must certainly be disassembled. But not quite yet. Blow it up. Logic. Force access. Failed. The cogitator is well protected against unauthorized access. What is more, your attempt to penetrate these defenses causes it to turn off and no longer show signs of life. Blow it up. You set the charges carefully. Without a doubt, the structure will be destroyed with expert precision along with the underground part. Gain XP, lost 1 Melta charge, gain 5 Iconoclast. Oh, bunch of XP for that too, yeah. Okay.
What lies beyond?
Oh, I have to do the athletics thing to get out of here.
Genius triumphs.
Good afternoon. Hey, Rock. What's up? EXP precision. What do we got? Let's see. Power armor could be fun eventually, but we've not found any power armor yet, so not urgent. Oh, plus 15% parry. Holy crap. Yeah, let's give 15% parry to the friggin' tank. Toughness? She already has 15% parry. Nothing here. I guess just a flesh wound might rarely help. Nothing there was really jumping out as super useful to me with what our remaining options were. Let's see. Enemies damaged by navigators suffer 12% additional damage from any source of warp damage. Stacks, sure. I love stacking bonuses. Pascal. You plus pair. Oh, bonus health. I want that on everybody. Everyone who's done the legendaries yours too without paying real money are madmans. I mean, if you just enjoy playing the game, you're kind of just slowly accruing legendaries over time just by playing. I remember when I found out that there was a Fractal Legendary backpack, and I had already been doing fractals for ages just because I really enjoyed them, and I looked at my bank, and I had like 90% of the materials to make the backpack, and I was like, oh, okay, and then I just put most of it together, did like 2 odd things, and finished it. Overseer. Let's see. Ta-da. Psalm of Heroes is pretty good. Oh, this is even better. New rank of Psycherness. Alright. J. Can I give her Bolter? We were looking at that earlier. Bolt weapon proficiency. Now we can try that other thing. Let's see. Blessed Bolter casing. Single attacks with bolter weapons will always hit. And then bolt. Let's see. Deadly precision is 14 to 16. That does 10 to 16, 8 to 12, 9 to 14, 6 to 10. Single shot attacks with this always crit. Oh, wow. So always hit and always crit. It's funny, this is a one-handed bolter, and it does more damage than this two-handed bolter right there. Okay. Try that out. Right. Quick search.
My nerves are
I have Amulet, Relic, and Rune, and 2 pieces of Eternity from cache as I'm struggling through the list. Mike, does Rogue Trader is good games? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? You know, it is funny that you asked that. Give me just a minute to tab out here. And and all right. Here is a video that I made called Rogue Trader, Is It Worth It? The exact question you just asked. I think you would like it.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
Alright, so those are already explored. Right here. Okay, let's see. So, still haven't figured out... Wait, is there something to do there? Cache in the former lantern. Voyage of the Kazbalikan ship. Eye of the Magnetic Storm. To the Imperium. So I haven't figured out how to get over there. Or over there. Let's see. Footfalls waiting for news of an ancient ark known as the Wasteland Wayfarer. Units on the rampage. Freight line. Something is happening to the ship's choir master. The rogue trader better find out. Wait, what? Hold on. Go to the bridge. Have you gotten to the Space Marine? No. No, he is a little bit later on. There is a part in the story, in the main quest line, I can't remember where it is in the story, but you get captured, and then you find him and he's captured, and you break out with him, and then he joins the crew. Always hit plus crit was ironically a thing with one of the Dark Eldar special characters in tabletop back in the day. He had what was essentially a flamethrower, and it was mastercrafted, so it hit anything under the template. Mastercrafted passive, and it always auto-wounded, and he had a D6 AP. I don't know what D6 AP means, but I can understand that that was powerful.
There will be no peace in my way.
What's up, Zach? An unpleasant heaviness grows in your head as if a vice were slowly tightening its grip in your mind. The choirmaster is kneeling, his burnt-out eyes peering into the void. He raises his head and you see a weary old man, weak and frightened. He whispers, "She is here. Adeline has returned. She's asking me for help, but you scare her. She's hiding from you. You will not harm her, will you?" Ow! From every direction, every shadow, comes playful, girlish laughter. At times it transforms into an old man's rueful weeping, at other times into a deep growl of annoyance. The sound forms cold, malicious words. The sorrow will be eternal. His is such a terribly wounded soul. It is all but sunk beneath the gray-blue blisters of guilt, and they are swelling ever so rapidly. The last silvery speck of hope could fade at any moment. Shoot him! Bang! Problem solved! How do I find Adeline? Adeline? She's there, in the shadows. A tortured sigh escapes his feeble body. Many shadows lie. The true ghosts are hiding among the false ones. But I hear Thaddeus's earnest prayer and old Stavros's words of disappointment. He always doubted my talents as a mentor. I hear poor Antonius's scream, the scream he let out when he unwillingly gave up the last of his vitality. Annis's plea, I condemned her to an existence as a half-machine. I almost sensed Sevitas' touch. She tried to save me, but she fell instead. So many voices, all condemning me for what I did. Find them, separate the true voices from the false echoes. Address the shadows. What twisted creature are you? The mocking laughter of an old man turns into a moaning whisper. I am the victims. I am the murdered innocents. I am his guilt. Choirmaster, what is going on? Weiss says nothing. His otherworldly gaze is directed through you and past you to a spot further inside the chapel. His lips silently whisper a name over and over. I will find your Adeline and bring her into the light. The shadows croak hoarsely in an old man's voice. Why do you seek his redemption? He was always a terrible leader and a talentless mentor. He doomed everyone. The indignant tremble grows into a roar of frightened condemnation. He was arrogant. Having no notion of his own wretchedness, he did not put his faith in the Emperor, but instead believed himself to be invincible. The voice grows weaker. It is now a young man soft and full of anguish. And he paid for his mistake with our lives. It was cruel and painful. The voice grows heavy with a metallic clang. We begged him to reconsider, but he took our minds away as punishment. The shadow's speech is now gentler and more feminine, but we were loyal to him regardless. We tried to save him even though he had not saved us. The voice becomes cold, resonating with sorrow from beyond this world. He is guilty.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
You have taught us everything, and we will not fail you. We are ready.
Death whispers my name.
What is inside him is not for your eyes to see. I've prepared you well, Zachary. My choir will live up to my name. You are a failure of a teacher. You have taught them nothing.
In this tapestry of a world.
Alright, so there's 3 people. Ghosts. Quick save. So I just got a bunch of injuries. And when I click on them, I take damage? Okay, that did something. Is it just gonna be like click them in a specific order? Thaddeus.
We'll see. Oh,
I call to you,
yes,
Prince
indeed.
of Pleasure. I entrust you with my puny soul and beseech you for your protection. Prince of Pleasure? Is that Slanesh? Alright, so you click that one first. And then not that. We have so many injuries. Alright, it's not that one. It's not that one.
What lies beyond?
Okay, there. Alright, that's the second thingy in this puzzle. So many injuries. 2. Not that.
One step at a time amidst the madness.
I did not give up my life energy willingly. He took control of my will and made me drain myself dry. 3. Anise. Teacher, please, anything but that. Better to kill me than turn me into one of those mindless things. Master, please wake up. I'm here by your side. Let us kill him for the glory of the dark gods. He cannot stand against us alone. I find you guilty of arrogance and betrayal of your choir. This one?
Will be no
Adeline.
peace in my
The ghost stares at Weiss mournfully. The muffled sob coming from the apparition almost seems to take physical form as it drifts toward the choir master and envelops him. Weiss blocks your path, extending his arms in a gesture that both calls for restraint and pleads for mercy. Do not harm her, please. The poor girl is frightened to death. Let me talk to her. I cannot fail her again. 100% persuasion. Adeline is dead, and so are the rest of them. Live with your guilt. Do not let it consume you. Weiss's expression is a mixture of pain, horror, and grief. He lowers his arms slowly. No, your lordship. I know this is not Adeline, but an echo of the one who devoured her soul. I just wanted to see her again, hear her voice for a brief moment. With jerky movements, as though shaking off shackles of ice, he picks up his staff. Ghost of my failure, now is your time to vanish. Wise's breathing is labored. Thank you, your lordship. The burden was too heavy for me to bear. On the verge of fainting, he musters the last of his strength to sit down on the steps. What was that, choir master? A reckoning, Lord Captain. A reckoning for my great arrogance. Daemons have been pursuing me for years, following my scent, sending me dire messages, hunting me, and now they have me. The entities that manifested here during the ritual were banished, but a lingering echo of their presence was latched onto the shadows. It has sprouted in the darkness and pounced upon my head. Why are daemons pursuing you? I am guilty. I wronged them. I had been promised a great future at the Scholastica Psychana, for my talents were exceptional. But fate would not have it, and instead of serving on Holy Terra, I ended up here in the Expanse where barely a gleam of the Astronomicon reaches. My pride took a heavy blow, but my spirit was not cowed. I set about to assemble a choir unlike any yet seen here, a mighty, resonant, astounding choir. Lady Theodora expended tremendous resources bartering with captains and governors to procure astropaths of my choosing. I brought together talents and budding geniuses under my authority. They were to ensure I would make a triumphant comeback. And they could do that for me, that team of brilliant astropaths whose talents were honed to perfection. Adeline, Annis, Antonius, every one of them surpassed myself as I used to be. I saw that my time was coming, and I lied when I told you it was Lady Theodora who had forced us to go through with the ritual. The idea had been mine. When in her paranoia, her ladyship set out to find spies aboard the ship, I made her an offer. A ritual that would give her the names in exchange for my fledgling's freedom and my own. It was a good deal. She was willing to trade 7 astropaths for the names of traitors, and I doomed them all. My pride killed them. If you got your freedom, why did you stay on the ship? At first, Lady Theodora wanted to have me executed for what had happened. Then she regained her composure and graciously agreed to honor our deal. But where was I to go? My dead were all here. What went wrong during the ritual? He chuckles bitterly, and scarlet stains bloom on his blindfold made of sacred manuscripts. Adeline was my ritual protector, only to become my greatest vulnerability. When the mad stream of other people's thoughts started to disorient my astropaths, I became frightened for her. I hesitated, I wanted to spare her, and I lost control. The right thing to do would have been to sacrifice her, but I couldn't. I had always had a soft spot for her. Her genius had made her my favorite. What about the other voices? Were they your apprentices as well? Not all of them. Stavros was the oldest in the choir. He had been on the ship longer than I. Mighty wise man, if acrimonious. He envied me and criticized my ambition, but I was fond of him all the same. Thaddeus was the ship's confessor. Theodora had insisted on his presence. When it was over, he was the only other survivor, and he confronted me with angry accusations. I could not bear to listen to him, so I silenced him. Killed him. Bro, what the heck? Savicia was an ordinary servant. She fought the Immaterium's monsters until the warp began to prevail. She tried to save me, to lead me away, but I did not listen. She stayed at my side until the last moment and died a terrible death, all because of my accursed pride. The rest were my voices. Antonius was the youngest. He had been in the choir for only a short while. When the situation turned dire, fear got the best of him, and I was infuriated by his weakness. I dominated Antonius's mind and impelled him to use up every spark of his life force for the ritual. Annis's doom came even earlier. She was the one person who told me in front of the choir that the ritual was madness. In my anger, I ordered her servitorized. I believed I had to protect my authority. She died on the spot where you're standing now. I think she was still aware. More scarlet drops seep through the choir master's red-stained blindfold. All my voices, I remember the name of each one whose life I cut short within these walls. And are you all right? After a long silence, he says in a hollow voice, in a bodily sense, yes, your lordship. And now I know the truth. That is for the best. I can no longer carry the burden alone. With Lady Theodora dead, the thought of my crime being forgotten, erased from history is unbearable. I want to be judged and condemned. So, my understanding is if we lose the astropathic choir, which, because he said last time they lost the choir, it took months to replace them. Because it's like just going around and finding lots of psychers and training them up and stuff like that. Like, it's not easy to replace these people. Call his students weak? Oh my god. Alright, tell him we still need his help. We still need an astropath. You have not allowed the warp to break you. Wait, what? Use dogmatic brain, not logical? Dogmatic brain. I think dogmatic brain is just shoot him. He fell to chaos. There's literally a button here that says you did not let the warp break you, so I don't think he's fallen to chaos. You know what? Just because, you know, it's the video game, I'm sure there is a way to replace the astropathic choir. If this was like a D&D table, I would be strongly against killing him, because God knows how long it would take to get another astropath. But if just because game. I'm a little worried that we'll like miss out on some story if we kill him. You know what? Yeah, I am worried I'm going to miss out on story if I kill him. So I'm going to do this. You've not allowed the warp to break you, and I believe the Emperor's light is strong in your soul. Continue your service, for humanity needs you, and in duty you find redemption. The choir master grips the Aquila on his belt so tightly the gold wings draw blood from his fist. You are right, your lordship. Wishing to abandon my post is cowardice and an offense against him. After a moment's hesitation, the old man holds out his staff to you. Please take it. This mighty instrument is the last reminder of Adeline and the others of my guilt. It was with this I performed the last ritual. I have no right to carry it any longer and would like it to be yours, a reminder of the painful lesson my pride has taught me. Detachment from death. Vision of death. The target must make a willpower save. If failed, the target suffers mental damage. If the part of the damage is equal to 30% of the target's current wounds and cannot exceed 300. If passed, the target instead suffers Psyker staff power level mental damage instead. Huh. So the more hurt they are, the more damage it does. Can't talk to him anymore. Okay, we have got a million broken bones. Let's go get some Medicare. Iconoclast is simple. It goes along with my choices. Heretical is being chaotic and evil. Dogmatic is being a jerk. Yeah, my first playthrough, I was basically just kind of being a decent person, which was Iconoclast most of the time. Tell Adira to take his place. We had Adira participate in the ritual last time that we did it, and he was like, no, your witch will ruin everything. Your witch. Alright. The indicator lumens need to be replaced again. Can our shuttle pilots even land their craft without unnecessary damage? Alright. Let's look at... Frontline... After taking Nemesit's head as a trophy offering to the Undying Emperor, Cabela withdrew to ponder curious intertwinings of their destinies. Perhaps she will share her thoughts. So I need to talk to Cabela. Hopefully she's not bleeding all over my bridge again. There she is. Ah, she's bleeding. Dang it.
Indeed, Nemo. Our blessed Domin honors us with a visit. The one who delivered this ark from the curse of your existence.
The malformed skull in Cabela's hands has been polished to a pale sheen. Its empty eye sockets pose a question that can only be answered in death. Hi. Thank you. Who is Nemo?
An aberration. Your former foe. His eternal foe. My new companion in shadow and my trophy.
The three-armed guy?
You once knew him by the name Nemesite, but now his name is Nemo.
We found Nemo, chat. Hi.
Sorry, I thought that it was
Okay.
wrong.
Okay.
Whenever I feel the need to voice my thoughts, I turn to him. He is far wiser in death than when he was alive.
Imagine finally escaping this mortal coil and getting dragged back to be this crazy lady's therapist. What did you wish to discuss?
For years,
Nice, I can
have
eat.
been honing my body and spirit through sacred rituals. I have ushered hundreds of souls to the other side. The hunt for Nemesite was not my first. Yet, after my enemy fell, for the first time ever, I felt empty. And that emptiness only grew heavier under the weight of the question that formed in my mind during that hunt. I prayed. I longed for his guidance to put my mind at rest. But in my self-pity, I showed weakness in the eyes of the Undying One. And so, my only answer was silence. I must therefore ask you this agonizing question, Domin. Tell me, what is the purpose of the blood-spun web?
You're the most terrifying zealots on this ship. I feel like 3 is the most correct option for her that she would want to hear. You serve the undying Emperor. You also serve his faithful. You are the givers of his peace.
Then that makes me a driver of the ignorant. One who guides people into following an idea they may never hope to comprehend.
Okay, wrong answer.
All my life, I have walked the road that was prescribed for me. I did as I was told. I searched for the truth in other people's words, then repeated them in my own voice. And I never once questioned my destiny, until you came along, Nemo.
The way Cabela drags her metal claws across the skull in her hands seems almost affectionate.
I might just as easily have met Nemesight's fate, and he mine. All it would have taken is a different pattern of threads. The only distinction lies in our ideas. Thank you for this conversation, Domin. It has satiated the void that gnaws at my soul, if only for a time. As for how to seal this chasm for good, that I have yet to find out.
You just need a movie night.
May the tenets of the web guide me to the truth.
Okay. Void Ship Bridge. Perhaps the data on the Rogue Trader's personal cogitator could explain the strange entries in the Lord Captain's log. What is this? Your Lordship, the great mechanism has sensed your presence. Sensed my presence? How? This mechanism was molded in the forges of the Adeptus Mechanicus so that it might serve the Rogue Trader. It was in your presence that its machine spirit first manifested itself, a miracle of the Omnissiah and a testament to his glory. Point to the text. What is that supposed to mean? The text says, input, nom, OS Valancius, OS task success. The screen blinks and a new entry appears in place of the previous one. The machine spirit has recognized the one who stands before it. The previous string of sacred code signified a greeting as well as acknowledgement that you have successfully completed a certain task. Now the great mechanism stands ready to process your request. What task? The answer lies beyond the bounds of my knowledge. The tech priest looks back at the cogitator. My supposition is that it might have something to do with your recent travels. Input, prompt, nom OS, await request. I wish to inquire on something else. Okay. Alright, there's nothing else to do there right now. Alright, freight line. Let's see. I decided to get a first-hand view of this daily... Is this a freight line? This involved visiting the darkest corners of the bay. I thought I did this. Stop by the residential units. Alright, let's check this again. Because apparently I missed something there. Freight line. I opened up YouTube and they think I would really like your how to get your legendary relic video. Glad I got that in time. Yeah, I've seen a few people comment on that, on the... There was like a news video I did where I was like, hey, you know, BOGO legendaries, make a rune right now before this change. And there's so many people that have posted under that, like, oh my god, I'm coming back here too late. Oh, this sucks so bad. What's today's lunch? Baked ziti with sausage instead of ground beef.
Curiosity.
So sausage ziti.
Sings in my veins.
The foreman, loop. Okay. The servo overseer makes a note of everyone who passes by its station every time. The technomats are performing a sensing rite on the sacred power transformer, but the machine spirits are running rampant and will not be swayed. A statue to Magos Ionius 9, architect of the freight hub. Alright, so when we were first meeting Cabela, we came through here. And I'm not really sure what exactly I am meant to do here. I guess I can go talk to these guys. Like, I've already been through this place. So I don't know what I missed. Did you have to call dibs on it over Gabe? No, when she makes ziti, there's enough to feed us for a few days, so we both had leftovers of this. Foreman. The day the Lord Captain wandered into our slum will be remembered in legends. The broad-shouldered man raises a hand in greeting. His old prosthetic creaks plaintively as it takes the weight of his body. The locals and the enforcers call me the Foreman. I have no other name. You might say I'm in charge here in this hole of a place. You recognize the shaggy red beard and the keen black eyes. This is the man who was watching you during your encounter with the enforcer and the station worker. Okay, so I've not talked to this guy. So, something I think is worth pointing out, my understanding is if you gain points of heretical or points of iconoclast, I don't think that takes away points of dogmatic. Like, I can do those other things from time to time. I don't think it reduces your dogmatic rating. Give the foreman a pile of ration cards. Hand these out to the people. You'll know who needs them most. He opens and closes his mouth in astonishment. Lord Captain, you've just helped some good families survive. I'll divide the cards among them and be sure to tell them it was your lordship who did them a good turn. Tell me what life is like for the workers on the lower decks. They toil day in and day out for the glory of the ship. The rest of the time, they do their best to survive, faced with hunger, the more deranged of the enforcers, void leprosy, fires, floods, noxious fumes. The foreman lists these on his fingers, although he has fewer than nature's average to work with. Nature's average. In a word, it's a decent enough life. If you work, you survive. If you freeload, you also survive if you're clever. Well, and if the God Emperor wills it. I saw you near the marketplace. What were you doing there? Watching one of my workers take a beating. I feel sorry for the lad, but there's nothing I could do. He smiles wryly, showing his yellowed teeth. Almost all of the front ones have been knocked out. I've stuck my neck out in the past, not doing it again. What are you cooking in the vat? Believe it or not, the soup made from mold slime and technical drain water has been simmering here in this vat for at least 200 years non-stop. See the growth on the walls over there? We harvest it, dry it, and use it to season the soup. If we're lucky, the smell attracts a void rat, and someone gets to have meat in their bowl. The foreman points his finger proudly toward the vat. It's for those who can't even earn a ration card. I feed them in exchange for services or favors. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. That is something. My people keep an eye out for workers trying to eat 2 bowls in one sitting. One is enough to fill your stomach for an entire watch. Some complain about the taste. Of course, ingrates. Give me some of that soup. Let my servants see that any food is a great blessing. I don't think that's a good idea. Mold slime is something of an acquired taste. It takes 2 years, maybe 3 for your stomach to get used to it. Pour me a bowl. I know what I am doing. Oh no. As you wish. The foreman hands you a bowl of hot, viscous sludge. The smell could be worse, probably. While I will certainly be able to rid your body of the consequences of this decision, I cannot say the same for your mind. May the Exalted One help you, Shireen. I will hold your cloak if you need me to. I am going to be sick. Substance analysis complete. The outlook is dim. It is recommended that you dispatch authorized units to locate an appropriate successor. Oh, we're just drinking it out of a bottle? Carouse test succeeded. This is part of the reason I tried it. My guy is the tank, right? So his toughness, strength, and carouse skills are very high. And I was like, if anyone can take it, it's my main man. With the first spoonful comes the immediate urge to regurgitate the disgusting sludge. The heave is followed by dizziness, yet you stoically persist and force a slimy chunk of something indeterminate down your throat. The crowd is gawking at you wide-eyed. Address the crowd. Glory to the Emperor who nourishes us. Your words echo in absolute silence, which lasts only a moment before the starving poor erupt into prayers to you and him, tears glistening in their eyes. The Lord Captain himself has tried our food and found it worthy. Remember to be grateful for any nourishment, as it is a blessing. The foreman bellows and roars while discreetly interposing himself between you and the crowd of ecstatic commoners who look like they might otherwise swarm and accidentally trample their overlord in a frenzy of adoration. Wubba-dub-dub, bless the holy grub. That's right. Okay. Time to tell Captain Frenso what this bay's future will be. Okay, so I was supposed to do that interaction. I was like, I will try it. That's not a good idea. Alright, we got a bit of a walk ahead of us. Servo skulls which fly are somehow slower than most of the party on feet. Alright. Captain Frenso has acquired a few wounds since your last conversation. Half his ear is gone. You notice he's wearing bloodied bandages under his uniform. Seeing you, he quickly injects himself with a stimulant and straightens. I'm gonna need drugs. How may I serve you, Lord Captain? Were you in a shootout? Yes, there has been a raid on a local gang. We finally cleared out the scoundrels who were smuggling goods to neighboring compartments. No one escaped. Frenso permits himself a brief smile of grim satisfaction. I have finished inspecting this bay. The captain raises a wary eyebrow. Will there be any orders based on the inspection's conclusions? Oh my god. Dogmatic! Only harsh measures will bring order to the bay. Establish an execution quota. Strip all corrupt enforcers of their rank and burn away all crime. Any idlers are to be given a job. If they cannot do anything useful, servitorize them. Organize mandatory sermons and spread the word of faith. The captain nods eagerly. Will do! We will increase the pressure on the untrustworthy element, conduct searches and interrogations to uncover criminals. We will herd the rabble to prayer services and remind them that your lordship is a stern one. Bodie McBoatface has gained the ability Faultless Transport. The flagship's weapons do 5% more damage and gain 5% more critical hit chance. By virtue of strict discipline, the freight line delivers munitions with only minimal delay. The crew of the artillery bays now have more time to calibrate and maintain the ship's weapons. Mike's a jerk. Lawful stupid. I've been told the next bay has a labor shortage. We are going to deploy our workforce reserve there in shackles if need be. Enforcers have been appropriating ration cards from workers returning from their shifts. Why is that? Are you short on provisions? The compartment has just enough food to avoid starvation, Lord Captain. That is why the enforcers are making sure that no serf has more cards than they're supposed to. They used to rip out people's tongues for it, but I reduced the punishment to simply beating the thieves and confiscating their cards. The orders are to give these cards to workers who are starving due to a lack of work shifts. Not that it helps them much, it's better than nothing. Frenso scoffs. Are there enforcers guilty of misappropriating the confined items? Yes. Do those caught stealing receive severe punishment? Absolutely. You know, I just gave out a bunch of cards to people who I thought needed them. If these cards catch them, they're gonna get beat. No, the Lord Captain gave me these cards, I swear. Bullcrap. You're lying. I was attacked. Wait, what? I don't know who that is. Frenzo lets out a menacing growl as his face fills with blood. Who dared? I encountered mutants in the pestilence pit. They seem to be under the influence of unholy powers. You went to the pestilence pit. You into the pestilence pit? Frenzo stares off into the distance as he speaks. Pardon me, Lord Captain, I just can't even begin to find the words I would use if I had to tell the Master at Arms that you had perished in there. He rubs his temple wearily. The enforcers do regular checks to see if there are any dangerous blight-stricken rejects hiding at the bottom of the bay. I implore you, Lord Captain, leave this job to us. Sir, I almost died. What were you doing? I stuck my head in a bear trap, but that's not my fault. I almost died. My lord, please stop. Carry on. 3 days passed. Captain, here to report. Your orders have been carried out. The compartment is already operating according to the new procedure. The Lord Captain needs a child leash. Okay. Am I supposed to, like, look around again? The longer you stare at the mark, the quieter the sounds of the station become. Oh, yeah, we've done that before. Okay, I think we finished this quest line. Wait, what is that? Hold on. It looks like there's a box over... A box. Looks like there's a box over here I missed. Sure, wait.
There will be
just like a foggy area there, and check that too.
My wake.
We're on these two. Oh, game autosave, that's a sign. Am I about to get jumped? Okay. No, we're good. Must have just been a time thing. What? Oh my god! What? Lord Captain, a clandestine cell has been uncovered, the traitors are dead, and their weapons have been confiscated. Stolen autocannon? Two-handed heavy ranged weapon. What the? How did someone down here get an autocannon? Like, what pocket were they hiding that in?
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Okay, well, this happened. Should I go down there again? All that holy grub is now just for you. Oh boy! All I can eat sludge. Lucky day. Alright. Hold on. The last time I tried to access this, it bugged out. Like, there was a crate here, and I clicked to move the crate, and there was like a little fade to black, and then afterward the crate had not moved. If it still hasn't moved, then I can't get to this door. I'm gonna try now and see if they can reach it. Yeah, I think we still can't reach it. Okay. Alright, little glitch there. It's a puzzle? Wait, what?
Step at a time amidst the madness.
It's a puzzle? Cause like, there was a crate here and I clicked on it and then it didn't move and I was like, oh, it's glitching. Okay, well, what are the puzzle pieces I have to work with? I don't see any buttons or levers.
My nerves are frayed.
Oh, wait. Is this a mucking claw game? It's a mucking claw game? The claw's jammed, we have to attach it manually.
They will
secure it.
see. Oh yes, they all will see.
All this because we couldn't just step over the boxes. A power pick. Yay. Dude, there's one guy in here like, ah! He's been trapped behind the boxes for goodness knows how long. Alright. Running everyone to the door. I have finished the delicious sludge. Two centuries. Yeah. This is one of the more windy maps. Most of the maps, if you like click to travel from one end to the other, it's not this long, but this one is, you know, kind of like an S.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Alright, bridge. Loading screen tip. When in doubt, save. I just started this area last night for the first time. I hate it. You hate it? Okay. What was that one? Silence of Margit. The coordinates of a cache where the disgraced crime syndicate tried to hide their riches from the law. The warp jump went smoothly enough, although many crew members reported strange incidents when they were asleep. They sensed someone approaching them and laying a hand on their forehead. Then the hand seemed to pass through their skin, through their skull, and with tender motions, sorted their jumbled thoughts into some sort of order. Everyone affected by the incident was horrified for a long time afterward. Resident psyker Adira Tlass, however, remarked with a grin that tidying up had allowed her to dredge up a vital memory and find the left sock that had been missing from her favorite pair. Tidying up. A call for help has pierced the tranquility of an uneventful warp flight. Something sinister is afoot on one of the storage decks. 2 squads have already been sent to investigate, and both of them have gone missing. Alas, the only way to learn their fate is a personal visit by the rogue trader. Yes, of our ship with tens of thousands of people, only the head captain could possibly stick his head into danger below decks and possibly sort this out. That's a lot of meat. We could throw this in the soup.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
I will set them free.
You'd rather not play the game? No, I'm just commenting that it's kind of silly. It's like on Star Trek, whenever there would be a problem, and they would take like the captain of the ship and the first in command and the head of engineering and then the head of security, and then they would all go. And it's just like, you know, if you guys get blown up, that's a huge problem. That's a lot of main characters. Also, what's up, Captain Crapface? How you doing? Plague bearers. I have fought I have led whole armies of these in Nurgle's name, playing Total War. All right.
If I may.
Where's Heinrichs? Wait, what? Why is that not working? Okay, hold on. Relocate.
Do my bidding.
There we go. Regeneration.
Let's see to it.
Do not dare ask.
At least Riker tried to keep the captain from going on every mission. He didn't try very hard. Okay.
Your turn.
What? The hell? So the bird is right here, and it's saying if I put... This is supposed to buff the whole group, but it's saying if I buff the bird, it's only going to hit the skull. What the hell?
For the throne's glory. But of course, Lord Captain.
I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, something is wrong with Echo here.
Everyone, step aside.
Alright. We'll do the rest of the buffing next turn. Something's weird with the line of sight.
As honor ordains, I shall not fail. Trust me.
A genius at work.
Pet should have attacked there. I don't know why it did not.
Schemes within schemes.
Oh! I see dead people. Don't those two?
What if?
Dog on standby.
Two are better than one. Living on the edge. Don't die, Aeldari. Remember this.
So she guaranteed hits, guaranteed crits with that bolter every attack, but it only did 11 damage there.
You've got a problem, I've got a problem.
Function successfully terminated. Request approved.
Step aside. The navigator is coming. Me? I'm afraid not.
End her turn.
The unknown significant value.
Take him out. Dog got another one. What's left?
I'm not another fur painted black.
Pop 2 more.
Me? If you insist.
Pop that one. Bird, bird, bird.
Setting target parameters for tech familiar unit.
Okay, so again, it's being weird. Like when I cast a spell in Echo, everyone in that red area should be hit by that magic, but it's not working. And I can move it once per turn. Now it's working.
Let's see to it.
Something weird about that spot.
I won't object to it.
Okay, now we're all buffed. But so far, this has been really, really simple.
The shadows will see it done. A dance of blades and shadows.
Look at the blood! All of that was from him. That thing was a water balloon. Okay.
A maelstrom of madness. A genius at work. A wicked thought. Let's see.
Don't think she has line of sight of that guy.
Watch my back. Don't go in somewhere.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that it? Think that's it.
Curiosity.
So, Nurgle... Wait, what? They faked me out. We left combat, now it's starting again. That means all my buffs are gone. You suck. Nurgle, dang it. He's like, leave combat, JK, start again.
Try to die with grace, at least. As duty demands. Me, if you insist, Lord Captain.
Tech familiar activated.
Saying that everyone in your party still has eyebrows after 2 plasma shots at close proximity leads me to believe plasma guns in this game aren't extremely lore accurate. It does have an overcharge mode where it does a bunch of area of effect, but there's no need to use that right now.
To being ordered around.
What if... Schemes within schemes.
Plagued undead with a chainsaw.
As the tenets demand. Death comes in silence.
High momentum.
This isn't gonna hit Muck from here.
Your turn.
It still won't. See, the bird has line of sight of him, so I don't know why, but this does hit most of the party.
Captain. Naturally. For the throne's glory. Let's see.
Very temperamental.
Cogitation failed.
Ah, missed.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Jay's turn.
Am I getting?
Nice. I guess turn Medicaid signal back on, just in case anything tougher spawns.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
Says there's one... That guy.
Isn't another fur painted black?
Alright. Anything else?
What lies beyond?
Does the plasma gun explode once in a while? So the plasma gun has 3 settings. There's single plasma shot, and then there's overcharge, which hits a 3x3 area with a big explosion. And then plasma overcharge with extra damage is single target, does more damage, but then you can't use the gun for a while because it's overheated. I don't know if it ever explodes in your hand. There are warp attacks in the game that if the warp energy in an area gets too high and you try to use more warp powers, that, like, you'll knock your teammates all over the place, that they'll explode, take damage, get burned, like all kinds of summon demons.
Indeed, they all will see.
I have made tough battles even tougher by accidentally summoning demons into the battle. Okay. Fix the hull. And upgrade the hull. Okay, where was I going? I think I was going up here. The warp jump passed without incident for everyone except the crew members on bridge duty. For the duration of the voyage, they heard laughter. It seemed to come from outside, even though through the airtight seal of the ship's massive windows. The laughter went on and on. Okay, so one of the I think it was the ice planet. No, it wasn't the ice planet. There was another planet we went to where we read about some Adeptus Arbides guys. They had set explosives to stop some pirates, even though they knew it was going to destroy the whole area. But they also, on their ship, we found coordinates to another stash, and I think this is it right here. Maybe in the hands of a tech priest, the Plasma Rail's dastardly spirit will behave. I like the sound of that. Focusing lens. The firing range of lance weapons is reduced by 5, but their damage is increased by 30%. Usually I use the lance weapons to hit things very far away. I don't know if I want to reduce their range. Interesting option, though. Okay. Aeldari cache, and I think the end of chapter 2. I I gotta remember where this is. And then there's also... Oh, there's the Aeldari cache right there. What's the place he wants me to go? Lapidus Mortis, Last Chance of Serene, Litoribum Maledicta. This area here. Okay. So I need to make a route up there, which is going to take 3 of my points. Where do I want it to connect to? There's Janus. Do it from there. I guess I'll go to Janus and then make the connection. Warp Breach. Ungodly fiends spreading sorcerous disease walk the lower decks, gathering a cohort of infected voidsmen. If no measures are taken immediately, an entire bay could be turned into a den of heresy. So I could send other people to do it, but we need XP. So we gonna do it. You could do that in Darktide. What, blow up your gun? What was, in Helldivers 2, I believe it was the railgun, that it's like, you held down the button to charge it and release to fire, and the more you held it, the more damage it did. But if it reached the end of the charge bar, it blew up in your hand. Maybe connected to your capital? Well, Janus is one of my 3 capital worlds. But I'm assuming you mean my capital. That is an option.
Ooh, what an amusing attempt at defiance.
Your emperor won't save you.
Alright, I've got Echo right in the middle of the group.
I am a navigator, not a servitor. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Alright, regen on everybody.
Me?
Stronghold stratagem.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
There's a lot of enemies. Alright, let's throw a curse down there. The curse spreads every turn and makes them take more damage. So I want to throw the curse on something far away from me so it starts spreading around. Gas cloud grenade, ow. Get out of my face.
Setting target parameters protect familiar units.
Talk to our guns. Make them behave better.
Chaos guides me.
I love the tech priests. Their whole shtick. I love it. If I ever were to get into the tabletop, which I don't think is going to happen, but if I ever were, there's a strong argument for me to be playing them. I don't know the rule sets at all, just their vibe. I love their vibe.
Trust me.
Alright.
I shall not.
Cabela's gonna wait here until she gets her buffs.
Out of my way. Death to non-believers.
Do you have 2,000 to 3,000 to spare? What are you, an American ambulance? What do you mean?
A genius at work.
Alright, come back over here.
Wicked thought.
Alright, so.
I won't object.
AoE heal. AoE armor and attack buff. AoE speed. AoE defense and parry. AoE resolve. AoE more armor. Warp is getting pretty high! Oh, there's some behind us. Oh no! I did one spell too many. He exploded. Whole group took damage. At least it's not as often as Adira does. Adira just pops all the time. Alright, Medicaid protocol. Dude, we are just camping in this poison cloud. Just whatever. Wait, she can shoot again?
Tell me whoa. I want a medal for that one.
Okay. Let's see.
Don't get too cocky.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. If only that were possible.
What if?
I hit the wrong button.
Let's see.
Well. That's fine. Now the dog is buffed up, so he can go throw hands now if we want. Alright, so the curse has moved around down there a little bit. We got some more dudes over there.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
As duty demands. Another foe painted black. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
The snipe, though. No line of sight on the other guys over there.
Abide in the hope, blessed
Double kill.
of the Omnissiah.
Have fun stream my chat. See ya, goddess. What do we got remaining?
I am your blade and shield.
Oh, I didn't see that guy. All right.
This goes against the tenets. The shadows will see it done. Trust me.
You are not gonna like this.
On a killing. Brings me no pleasure.
A genius at work. A wicked thought.
Did he say Tallyman? The Plague Bearer?
What if?
That might have been a reference to Epidemius, who's in Total War, who's the Tallyman of Nurgle.
There will be no peace in my
It's like a big demon guy, chat, and he's like, his task, his lot in life is to keep track of all the plagues of Nurgle. And just like, you know, just track them, how they're doing, how many kills they get, stuff like that. He's a big ugly dude with a quill and a big chair carried by little demons.
One step at a time amidst the madness.
Huh. What are these valves? Like a puzzle? What the heck? There's valves all over the place. I don't know.
Patience.
I keep interacting with it, I don't see anything happening. Unless they all have to be clicked in like a certain order or something like that. I don't want to deal with that right now. Does the one with the most kills gets a pizza party? There's actually, because Epidemia here. Hold on a second, this guy's so ugly. Epidemius Total War. Hold on.
Hey, look, it's the Tree of Birds. How are you today?
Wait, what? Why did it pull up a picture of flowers? Oh, I misspelled it, and the way I misspelled it was a type of flower. All right. Let's see. Open image in Newtown. All right, here we go. This is him. This big dude, and his tongue is like a weird maggot thing. He's got a sword, but he usually just stabs the sword into the side of the chair and he pulls out a quill and then he starts just tracking plagues. Also, his chair is carried by like 40 little tiny demons that are trying to not get crushed. And they run him around and he like wobbles around and stuff like that. He actually has a quest in Total War where there's like medicine being delivered to some Empire guys. And they're like all sick and stuff. And if you fight their army before the medicine is delivered, they're like really weakened. Or you can like try to take out the medicine delivery first. But if you wait too long, then they get cured. And then that's not what Papa Nurgle would want. So it's very upsetting. Okay. All right. So it seems like what we need to do is get to... Someone suggested making the connection to Dargonis. We could do that. But so we're going to go to Dargonis, make a connection over here to this, and then from there, I think we are near the end of this act. Because I know one of the acts ends with you getting basically kidnapped, and then the whole next act is like, you know, what happened while you were kidnapped. So we're going to save it here, and pick it up from this moment next time. All right. Chat, with that, out of time for the morning stream. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you had fun. A few plugs on the way out. If you're new here, my name is Mutt. I stream every evening and every weekday morning. I'll be back later tonight for Mutiny Monday, where we play some games with chat integration so you guys can just ruin my time while I am trying to play the game. Hit the follow button if you're here on Twitch. Subscribe if you're here on YouTube. Here's links to both the YouTube channels if you want to see all my videos. And a special thank you to our dear patrons who keep this channel alive. Couldn't do it without their help. And there's a link to that in the chat if you are interested. With that, I am going to open up the Twitch side of things and raid another streamer just to... Oh, our dear Noxxi is online. You know what? I'll do that. I will raid Noxxi Greenrose. I have no idea what she's doing. Probably something degenerate. We'll see you guys over there briefly, and then if you want to join me, I will be back tonight. Yeah.